Welcome to Ultimate Autographs. If you were looking for the internet's most exciting and interactive live break room, then you have come to the right place. We are opening live break mystery boxes featuring the biggest names from across the sports world every single day. If you're new to breaking with us, we can help break it down and make it as easy to understand as possible. First, head over to the live break page and look for a series that suits your interests. Most of our series will have 8 spots, which represent the 8 NFL divisions, but other sports breaks or mixers may vary. If you purchase one spot, that means you have a 1 in 8 chance to win that item at an extremely discounted rate. Next, click Add to Cart to purchase your live break spot. Once you've completed your checkout, tune into the next available live breaks broadcast on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube at noon, 3, or 6 p.m. Central Time any day of the week. As you watch, you will see your name appear on the screen when your specific break begins. Your name will go into the randomizer and will be randomized a specific amount of times based on that evening's dice roll number. Once randomization is over, the list of names of people that bought into that live break will be matched up with a specific division. If the item that is pulled from the mystery box matches your division, congratulations, you just won an incredible piece of signed memorabilia. Want to guarantee yourself an item as opposed to testing your luck? Some of the series that you see on the live break page can be purchased under the mystery box tab of our website. Those boxes could either be shipped directly to your door or open live on the air before being sent to you. While you are there, make sure to sign up for our Signature Points Club. This exclusive club earns you points toward specific discounts, signed items, or exclusive events each and every time you buy at ultimateautographs.com. Your breaker for tonight's show.
Oh my God.
Likes long walks on the beach, candlelight dinners in his Patrick Mahomes jersey.
None are better than this one. The best quarterback in the world.
Oh, there
Patrick Mahomes.
And staring at the messy posters over his bed, it's Kamen Entchev.
Hello and welcome to Ultimate Autographs. Kamen Entchev here with Dom Pellegrini. Ready for a big show tonight, Dom. A lot of great series, but I'm going to take the time to focus in on one big series that is our fantasy football series. It's a 35 box series in the fantasy football where we have 11 entries into the UA Fantasy League. And you're going to get a box that says, congrats, you have won an entry. The winner of the break wins the item plus the entry itself. Again, you cannot get a second entry, only one entry per person. If you happen to win a second entry, we will send you a $100 gift card, and then we will randomize all the names in that break, and the top name of someone that's not, that didn't win would go ahead and win the entry. Hopefully that makes sense. We'll see it in practice as we go. Not only is it the fantasy series for Ultimate Autographs, there's a Tom Brady, a Patrick Mahomes, a Brett Favre, and plenty more. The winner of the UA Fantasy League, whether it's us or the customers, if we win, we keep the money. If the customers win, $1,000 gift card. $1,000 for first place, $500 for second. It's going to be a whole lot of fun in the UA Fantasy League. I can't wait to get started tonight, Dom. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. Common Fantasy Football just around the corner. Just the time where everyone's getting their drafts ready. Or, they already did their drafts. I got mine next week. But tonight, gonna see some heat in the break room.
Let's
Fantasy
go.
Football series, guys.
Mine is next week as well. I have a personal rule. I will never, ever do a fantasy draft before the preseason is over. I know the last week
Smart.
a lot of guys rest, but there's injuries in camp as well. I want to wait till the whole preseason is over, and that's when I do my leagues.
Very smart.
So that's the way we do it. Last year, I had a 2-quarterback league. I had Kirk Cousins and Aaron Rodgers as my quarterbacks.
Ouch.
So
Team Achilles.
right? Team Achilles, exactly. So let's get the show started. 2 virtual dice, looking for 6 or higher on the dice roll here. We've got ourselves 4 and a 6, 10 on the dice roll. 10 on the dice roll. Heading on over to the wheel of names. You know what? We're going to make the fantasy series the automatic chase. So we won't spin the wheel, automatic chase. You also get a chance at the chase wheel spin for the fantasy series. We do have a jersey pre-fill, which we'll do here in a second. But first, I just want to show off this series real quick before we get started. This is probably going to go tonight. So if you want to be in the UA Fantasy League, you better get in tonight, right? We already have 5 to go in the quad box break. And we have 8 to go in the double, and then the single, I believe, is 7 to go. The names in the series are enough of a selling point beyond the entries. Typically, the entries go in the filler boxes, so that means that you're either going to get one of these 6 headliners, a secondary headliner, or a filler, basically, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 photoed headliners here, Dom. Actually, it's 12 because the Mahomes helmet is one helmet. It's got the Super Bowl on the back, and it's got the Speed Flex on the front there. So 12 photoed headliners in this 35-box series. We have ourselves 5 secondary headliners, which makes it 16. And then it's going to be 11 entries. So I believe 27 of the 35 boxes should have an entry or a headliner. Possible the entries are in the secondary headliners. I guess we'll find out. It is going to be a full-size, authentic, and rep mixer, but all the photoed headliners are all authentic. Think of it as a vault, but instead of the vault keys, you have the entries into the league, but instead of 5 vault keys, you have 11 entries. So it's basically, I would say, a better version of a vault, in my opinion. Great spots to double up, by the way. Josh Allen Hydro Speed Flex. You can pair that with a Tom Brady. I mean, we're looking at, what, more than $4,000 value in that double box break for less than $200. You can double up Mahomes, LaDainian Tomlinson. That's a Speed Flex Mahomes. You can double up Brett Favre, Calvin Johnson Speed Flex. Randy Moss is in that NFC North. There's a lot of options in this series. I would recommend getting in early where you can get more of these double up chances, Dom. My recommendation,
Yes,
right?
sir. That quad's almost halfway there.
Okay,
Already
perfect.
filled.
Let's start with the jersey single number 1. Go ahead and drop me a box number. The quads go quick. I mean, what? If we knock out even 7 quads, that's 28 boxes out of the 35.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I would get in there ASAP. Don't be the guy that says, I could have had a chance in the league, but I missed out.
Happens.
I know on Friday night, usually the theme, Dom, is that slow start, fast finish. Let's make it a fast start tonight.
Yes,
because
sir.
if you blink, you're going to miss out on the fantasy series. You might miss out on Mahomes. You might miss out on Brady, Josh Allen, Speed Flex. There's a lot of good stuff in that series. Do not hesitate. Treat it as a high roller, right?
Yes, sir.
Because we sold out the high roller by 9 o'clock last night. We were done breaking it right after 9, Dom. And we had a couple people come in the chat saying, did I miss the high roller? It's like, yeah, you did. So don't be the same guy in the fantasy series, right?
Absolutely. 3 more spots to go for the quad.
All right, moving and grooving. So we got out of 35 is the jerseys. So I'm going to go ahead and spin the wheel for this jersey number. We didn't have a number from anybody, so we're spinning the wheel. Perfect. Have a good one, Robbie. Robbie's heading home for the weekend. We have box 3, which I think is 1 and 5. I think I'm going to have to spin between 1 and 5. Let me pull up my wheel picker here. Whoop, whoop. Cheers to all, says Jacom. Hope all is well. All is great, Jacom. I'm doing great. Had a great show last night. It's been a lot of fun. All right, 1 or 5. We've got ourselves. I am number 1. Number 1 it is. 1 coming off for the jerseys. Nelly, that's right. Fun fact, Nelly was the first non-classical music artist I saw in concert.
Nice.
I played a free concert at Mizzou when I was a student.
He's St. Louis finest.
That's right.
Yeah.
So he likes Mizzou.
Did he have the Band-Aid on? He used to wear the Band-Aid on his...
I think he didn't have the Band-Aid on. I think that was a little bit earlier.
Okay.
Nelly. I guess I'm getting too old that even he didn't have it when I was in college. It was when that song Just a Dream. That was his hit song at the time.
I think he stopped wearing the Band-Aid at that point. Maybe that scar healed or
Exactly.
something. I don't know.
Maybe he got some sort of advice there. I don't know. Dice roll was 10. We got 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, Richie Baxter up top. Richie's got the NFC North. Right below in the NFC South, we got Antonio Montez. Richie in the NFC East, we got Tom X. That's a combo of Tom from MySpace and the new name for Twitter, Tom X. Richie Baxter in the AFC North, Tom K in the South, and Richie in the East and West.
was wondering that on MySpace. I go, why is this random guy Tom my friend? Who is he?
He was the only guy that liked me apparently on MySpace. No one else wanted to be my friend. I had one friend and it was Tom.
I would have added you.
Yeah,
I would add you to my
it's
top
okay.
10 friend list.
There was a guy that bullied me on MySpace. That was my. I've only been bullied once online. It was when I was in high school.
Really?
There was some rumors being spread about me on MySpace, so I had a bad view of MySpace.
I think we all been there. Yeah,
right.
We've all had the bad MySpace days.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah.
MySpace isn't a thing anymore.
Right? All right, box one coming up. Box one. Hey, we got a headliner. And this was my favorite player as a kid, Brian Urlacher on the custom jersey. We got the Hall of Fame 18 inscription, pro and college football Hall of Famer. Usually when we think of athletes, we think of running backs, receivers, kick and punt returners, but this guy is one of the best athletes in NFL history. He can guard the the running backs, the tight ends, even some slower receivers he could keep up with. That's because this guy in college, Dom, he played tight end.
Yep.
He played safety. He played kick and punt returner. He played receiver. He played tight end. He was literally everywhere. Richie Baxter, NFC North. Brian Urlacher on the custom jersey.
New Mexico, Brian
New
Urlacher.
Mexico, yeah. I pulled the helmet in the college series on Wednesday.
There you go. Picked off Aaron Rodgers in the NFC Championship game. Almost brought it down to the other way. But Urlacher, man, he was, as a Packer fan, he was a thorn on the Packers side for many, many years.
He was also teammates with Rex Grossman, who also has the same amount of NFC Championship and same amount of Super Bowl appearances as Aaron Rodgers. One each, right?
Whatever. Whatever.
Sorry, Tom.
Whatever.
Sorry.
We're making fun of a guy for winning a Super Bowl now.
It's a stat. He does have one ring. Rex Grossman doesn't have any, but
That's
the
true.
Super Bowl appearances are even.
Hey, Rex Grossman does have a top 5 finish in a Heisman race, all right? He does have that.
And he does have the honor of being my Halloween costume in the past.
Ooh, I'll tell you what you have the honor of have.
What's
Fantasy
that?
football quad box coming up.
Let's go.
Our man Bob Boulay closed us out in that quad.
Woo! I believe the first fantasy league UA ever did with the customers, it was started right after I joined the company. So I did not get a chance to be there for the draft. I didn't get a chance to participate on helping pick the team. But the very first UA fantasy league was won by none other than Bob Boulay.
Very nice, Bob.
So he used the money to get himself a Josh Allen Speedflex.
Nice.
Or maybe it was a Josh Allen Authentic, one of those. But Bob Boulay... moral of the story, if he's in your fantasy league, you're in big trouble.
Uh-oh.
He's been playing since 1984, back when it was, they scored it on paper. They used to read the newspaper
Yeah.
and tally up the points the next day.
Was he in that 30 for 30 silly little game when they had the
That was
creation
him.
of the fantasy football?
That was
There you
him. Lunar Authentic on Josh Allen, Bob. Thank you. Let's go, says Jason Moldrew. What's up, Jason? We have the fantasy football quad coming up. Daniel Dredge, Michael Roa, Kyle Hummel, Andrew Devanzo, Justin Macklin, Jason Moldrew, Daniel Roa, and the aforementioned Robert Boulay coming in for the close. So fantasy football quad number 1. Go ahead and drop me 4 box numbers. Like I said off the top, you are capped at 1 fantasy entry. We want to make sure there's no collusion going on. You don't trade all your players to your best squad. I have seen it happen before.
I respect that.
I remember when I was a commissioner once, and I vetoed that, and the 2 guys got furious at me. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" They're like, "Well, you're in second place, and the guy's in first." I'm like, "Yeah, well, even if I was in 7th place, that would not be fair."
Nobody likes the fantasy football sore loser who just does those rogue trades at the end of the year. Here's my
Yes.
kicker for, here's my running back for your kicker. That's the worst type of guy.
Sterling Shepard for Julio Jones. That's a trade I vetoed.
Ew.
It
And then
seemed
they try to
very
justify
fair.
it. Like, why?
Yeah.
We had it one year where one of my buddies, his dad was in the league.
Yeah.
This was Cam Newton's MVP season. This was a while ago, right?
Yeah.
And he benched Cam Newton, who was going against Washington at the time. I get for Tyrod Taylor, playing the Patriots when he was playing his son, and his son needed to win again in the playoffs. And he tried to justify it. I'm like, I don't care.
No.
Cam Newton's the MVP this year. Tyrod Taylor's Tyrod Taylor.
That's a hashtag fail.
That's collusion.
4 box numbers. Let me put this fantasy series on the ticker. It is 1 through 35, guys. I'll give you about 30 seconds here. 1 through 35. If you do pick up a second fantasy football entry, we will shoot you a $100 gift card, because I get it. Like, just because you lost your entry like you got one entry already, but you want to see a Mahomes or a Brady, you have reason to play. If you get a second entry, we'll kick you a $100 gift card in return. And then we're going to take all the names in that break, do a top spot break, all the names that were not the winner, and then that person gets the entry instead.
You can see Justin was first, right?
Justin Macklin, was first with 3, 15, 24, and 30.
I'll take the
Bob had wheel times 4. Jason had 7, 12, 23, and 31. But it is 3, 15, 24, and 30. Thank you, Justin. Man, it's like I know we have college football tomorrow, but I know the full slate of college games is next week. And then we are actually less than 2 weeks away from the Chiefs-Ravens opener on Thursday Night Football. So, guys, we are right there. We are literally right there when it comes to football season. And I cannot wait to get there for, football.
2 weeks from the Packers.
Oh, that's right. Packers and Eagles on Friday Night Football from Brazil. Never would have thought I'd be saying those words, Dom. Friday Night Football in Brazil.
I'm still curious because I know they have a ban on the color green, and Josh Jacobs said they're not allowed to wear, and then he backtracked on that. So I'm still curious.
It's because of, gangs or stuff, I'm told, but I don't know. Should be a fun game. No doubt about that. All right, 40 folks watching. A lot of eyeballs here. Let's keep these breaks rolling. Let's get this fantasy series cleared out ASAP, right? We got, 10 clicks. So we got 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, Daniel Aroa up top in the NFC North. Right below in the NFC South is Andrew Davanzo. Jason Modrew in the NFC East. Michael Rowa, NFC West. Kyle Hummel, AFC North. Daniel Dredge, AFC South. It's Robert Boulay in the AFC East and Justin Macklin, AFC West. Fantasy football quad. Quadruple the boxes, quadruple the fun.
Quadruple your name in the Chase wheel spin.
That too. It's the automatic chase tonight. We got box 3, the Drew Lock box. I know he wore 2 in Seattle. I don't know what he's wearing with the Giants, but he's always number 3 in my heart. M-I-Z, baby. Drew Lock.
Hey, Drew Lock overs when he was at Mizzou was a thing, so I do like Drew Lock.
Number 3 is the Mizzou greatness number. Sophie Cunningham wore 3 back when she was a college star at Mizzou.
He's number 2 with the Giants.
Number 2 with the Giants. Okay. Well, that's fine. They'll get him 3 eventually.
Yeah.
He'll earn that, baby. Number 3 coming up, 3 of 35 in this fantasy football series. Mahomes, Brady, 2 of the big dogs available.
Sterling Shepard, he's number 3 for the Giants.
That's tough.
Come on, Drew, you could get that number.
Ooh. All right, we are starting with an authentic helmet. We got a clean Lunar Authentic of one of the peak running back players of all time, Chris Johnson, CJ2K on that helmet. Incredible season, maybe the best season ever had by a running back, because if you add up his rushing and his receiving yards, he had more than 2,500. Nobody's ever had more than that. Rushing and receiving combined. One of 8 guys with 2,000 rush yards in a season. Daniel Dredge. How about Chris Johnson? You had him that season in fantasy. You did all right. Let's go. DD, Daniel Dredge.
D squared.
D squared for CJ2K. That is an authentic. This series, by the way, is a mix of reps and authentics. All the photoed headliners are authentic, but there is some authentic fillers like Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson, Eastern Carolina, Pirate. With college football tomorrow, Kamen, I'm going to try to see if and I should do this, if I could get every college right for every helmet that we pull.
Ooh,
I should be able to do this.
Okay.
But
well, we can make it a competition. I'll guess with you.
Yeah, okay. Perfect.
Chris Johnson. Yeah, that's East Carolina. That is correct.
Never forget that purple.
I think we'll do okay just because a lot of these guys that we have are pretty big names. So there's a decent chance we saw them both in college and the pros. This is actually probably, on average, one of the harder ones, I would guess.
Yep.
So good start there, Daniel. 1 down, 3 to go. I'll put this back in the box because something tells me in the next 3 boxes we can do even better than Chris Johnson. Because this is a awesome series. Think of it as a better version of the Vault, plus a chance to get in the Fantasy League. Besides the $1,000 gift card for first place, Second place gets a $500 gift card, and I think it's $250 for third. Also, every week you play us, the amount of points you beat us by, that's how much money we send a gift card. So if we beat you, you get nothing. But if you beat us by 30 points, $30 gift card.
Pretty good. All right.
So it could be a lot of fun.
Have you guys ever lost by like? You really got beat bad.
Yes, it happened last year.
Ooh.
We had a week where we lost by 60 points. Ooh. I think it was a week where Joe Burrow got hurt right away.
Yep.
UA Fantasy Team finished second place 2 years ago, Dom. Last year, I think we were like 6th or 7th out of 12. Middle of the pack. Might have been 7th. Injuries definitely did us dirty.
Gotta make a coaching change.
Yeah, right.
Coaching change.
I was the one that drafted the team. I had 2nd and 7th, I think, out of 12. That's what an average finish of, like, what, 4.5? That's better than average, Dom.
You sound like Jeff Fisher right now.
That's
9 and 7. 9 and 7.
9
It's
and 7,
good,
baby. Double box breaks, spending Hardaway means that there's 2 boxes opened up. You can get 2 chances to win a helmet, and you keep your same division in both. For example, in this quad box break, you get the AFC East. That's 4 boxes. If Tom Brady and Josh Allen come out, you win both. In a double, if Daniel Tomlinson and Patrick Mahomes come out, you got the AFC West. You win them both. So it's double the price of a single box break. It just means 2 boxes come out.
And double the fun.
And double the fun. All right, Andrew Davanzo, you are taking home a Chris Olave Flash replica helmet. 1,000+ receiving yards guy consistently in the league. Another one of those Ohio State receivers. Nice hit there, Andrew. Chris Olave.
Very nice.
It's like if the guy is about to get drafted and he played at Ohio State and he's a receiver,
yep,
you probably take him.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, Garrett Wilson, Jackson Smith-Njigba, the newest one, Marvin Harrison Jr. You cannot go wrong with the Buckeye wide receiver.
They used to have that photo that all the Alabama wide receivers. Now there's one with the Ohio State wide receivers. They have absolute studs. The favorite right now to win the college football tournament. Chris Olave, you know, he's the one bright spot they have going in New Orleans right now. It's going to be a rough year for Saints fans. It's my prediction, but I think Chris Olave, he is a stud.
Yeah, probably looking at probably 3rd place in that division.
Yep.
With the rise of the Falcons and the Bucks. You're welcome, Spenny Hardaway.
I love that name, Spenny Hardaway.
Spenny Hardaway. Makes me think of Penny Hardaway. But he spends money. That's why it's Spenny Hardaway. He's here to spend money in the break room. Nicholas is a Michigan fan, doesn't like Ohio, which makes sense. It is one of the best rivalries, if not the best rivalry in all of college sports. It's very hard to rank them. Like, it's kind of hard to have a definitive ranking. I always grew up Michigan, Ohio State #1. But then I went to SEC country and I saw Bama and Auburn. So I've kind of made Michigan, Ohio State #2. But whether it's 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, it's one of the most intense rivalries in college football.
Yeah, there's a great HBO documentary about the Ohio State-Michigan rivalry. So good. But I got to go to a game down south because that college football,
it's different.
It's different down there.
It's different.
My buddy went to the Tennessee game when they beat Alabama and they rushed the field and they were taking down the goalpost. And I'm like, that's awesome.
That's what we did to Oklahoma back when I was a student at Mizzou.
Yeah.
Took down those goalposts. #1 Oklahoma in the BCS. Not in our house, baby.
There you go.
So far in the fantasy series, Chris Johnson, authentic Chris Olave, full-size rep. There was no entries in either. Neither is a headliner. So I would say we are pretty much, nothing really of note has really happened yet, which is good news for everyone else watching because it's all available. So come in here and get it, JJ. 11 entries hidden somewhere in this series. And this one is not an entry either, and it's a rep. This is when I start to worry. Like, there's the entry somewhere in here, right? But we got ourselves a beautiful helmet. This is a terrific hit. I think it's a secondary headliner. Jason Muldrew, how about A.J. Brown?
Nice.
AB11, one of the most underrated wide receivers in the NFL. Top 5 in receiving yards back-to-back years. I know the college. Do you know it, Dom? I'm sure you do.
Ole Miss?
Ole Miss. A.J. Brown. Ole Miss product.
How do you have a team with A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf and absolutely you can't be good? Because that Ole Miss team was not good that year.
You play in the SEC, I guess.
I guess so, yeah.
There's a lot of talent in the SEC. Got to have a quarterback throwing you the ball as well. But A.J. Brown, you know, the Eagles are a little bit more of a run team. And they have another really good receiver in Devontae Smith. But this guy still somehow puts up numbers. One of the best receivers in the league, no doubt about it, A.J. Brown.
It's kind of like when Josh Allen got Stephon Diggs and Tua got Tyreek Hill. When the Eagles got A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts took that next step to be an elite quarterback. So, very nice hit.
I think, is that the box there?
This might be it, yeah.
All right, I'll give you that. I'm going to keep this one around just in case, because this is, I would say, the best hit so far.
How much did Colin pay you?
Colin gave me $100 last night to keep A.J. Brown on the table.
Colin, I'll keep any Eagle on the table for $100.
Right?
Man, you name it.
Right?
Deuce Staley, staying.
How about Todd Pinkston?
Todd Pinkston, all right.
Todd
the only one I don't
Pinkston.
want on the table is Freddie Mitchell. I got bad memories from Freddie Mitchell.
Ooh, okay.
4th and 26 playoff game
That's
against the Pack.
tough. All right, we got our 4th helmet here. This is an authentic, and this is not a fantasy entry either. Not a fantasy entry either. So, wow. All of the entries are still out there, Dom. It's also a full-size authentic filler hit, believe it or not. We got ourselves, I think it says The Bake Show, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Baker Mayfield, The Bake Show, Andrew Davanzo.
Damn, authentic?
Doubling up in the NFC South, authentic.
Wow.
More than 4,000 pass yards last season. He was a Pro Bowler. He won the division. He won a playoff game. He was a borderline top 10 quarterback in the league, and he got paid, and he deserved it. What's that saying? Change of scenery. I mean, I know the Browns were really good this last year, but typically, if you look at the last 20 years, if you play for the Cleveland Browns, you don't do all that great, which he actually won a playoff game against the Steelers with the Browns anyway, Baker Mayfield.
They dominated them.
This is an above-average quarterback. He's not, I probably put him just outside my top 10, but he's in that, 11 to 15 range. You could be doing a lot worse than Baker Mayfield as your starter. NFL starter for sure. Kind of I look at him as a starter for, a team that barely makes the playoffs. If things go okay, they win a playoff game, which they won last year. If things don't go okay, they just miss the playoffs or they get knocked out early. But above average NFL quarterback, Baker Mayfield.
I think if you ask the Cleveland Brown fans who would they rather have as their quarterback right now, $300 million Deshaun Watson or Baker Mayfield?
I'll take the Bake Show.
Yeah, they're going to take Baker Mayfield. This was a guy who came in, first overall pick Cleveland. Yeah, it wasn't the greatest career there in Cleveland, but, when you're first overall pick in Cleveland, it's usually how it goes unless you're Myles Garrett. Went into Heinz Field. I'm still calling it Heinz Field. I know they changed the name. Pittsburgh.
It's Heinz Field.
Yeah, and beat the Steelers in a playoff game. The Browns, who've been a joke my entire life
That's
until
the rival
recently.
Steelers.
Yeah, they've been a joke. And to be honest, Kamen, I know you're a lot nicer than me. They've stunk.
Yes.
They've stunk.
Yes.
Now, Baker, obviously he's not on the team no more. He was the first pick that they started okay, it's not a laughing stock anymore. They're becoming respectable.
We live in a world where, if we're talking, football in, the 80s, early 90s, and you're telling people that, had the Lions in the NFC Championship game,
Yep.
the Bucks won a playoff game, the Browns were in the playoffs, the Texans, who I don't think even existed back then, were in the playoffs. A lot of people will look at you like it's crazy, but the NFL is different now. Obviously, with the way contracts work, everyone gets paid, with the way TV deals work, with the way, social media is. You look at the Red Zone, the Sunday Ticket, all these things. You could be a star just about anywhere. So it's been a lot of fun to see all the, diversity and just closeness in the league. So Baker Mayfield authentic going to Andrew Davanzo.
That's a nice bonus banger right there.
That's very nice. So 4 boxes in, not a single photoed headliner and not a single fantasy football entry coming off the board. Let's keep going, right? Now, Watson's hurt again, says William. He's just collecting a check. Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, if that's I can think of worse things, right? I mean, Deshaun Watson. I can think of a certain basketball player that does the same thing, collecting checks. Not too bad.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, but there's a lot. You know which
Yeah.
one I'm thinking of specifically?
Ben Simmons?
Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield. By the way, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So the 4 so far, we had Olave, Ohio State, Mayfield, Oklahoma, A.J. Brown, Ole Miss, and Chris Johnson, East Carolina.
Oklahoma. And before that, Texas Tech.
That's true.
Yeah, that is.
He was at Texas Tech.
We won't count the transfer schools. That's too much.
Right?
Yeah.
Spencer Callahan got another one. What's up, Spencer?
Spencer, 2 spots.
Spencer got in that practice squad where there's a Heinz Ward Speed Flex in the final 7 boxes. I'm looking at Shoe Stealer fans. So Sean Blasco says, Drew, I trade for that if you're open. JJ Jones right back into the fantasy. Looks like Michael Roa, I'm guessing, is in the fantasy as well.
Yes, the quad.
Michael got in the quad. JJ got in the double. And JJ's like, okay, I took my fantasy football shot. There you go.
There you go, JJ.
I mean, I would hate to like not at least take one shot at it, right? One time, try that shot, get in that fantasy football league, because it's something we'll be talking about the entire year. It's going to be a lot of bragging rights, a lot of fun. You know, we have so many great customers. I wish we could do a league through UA with all of them. Unfortunately, you know very well, Dom, that we probably have on and off during football season 300-400 people that, you know, will play.
Yep.
We can't have a league of 300 or 400 people in it.
That's true.
That would be kind of messy.
And guys, everyone wants to, you know, and maybe I'm a little guilty. Everyone wants to be the smartest one. Everyone wants to, you know, be the one I know the most football.
Yeah.
Now's the best way to prove it. Get in the fantasy league.
Yeah. There might be another fantasy league as well that we're working on for NFL picks for next week.
Ooh.
So there'll be plenty of chances to prove your worth. But for this fantasy football league, this series will go tonight, barring something absolutely crazy. The only way that it's not going to go down is if we're down to like 3 boxes left, all the entries are gone, and all the headliners are gone. But all the entries and the big photoed headliners will all go tonight.
Off to a good start. Just did a quad, only a secondary headliner off the board.
Right?
That Baker Mayfield, that Flash Authentic being something from the and more section. I mean, hey, not so bad if you don't get a headliner, because that's awesome. What a hit right there.
You can't manage your team, JJ?
I think he's asking how it works. I'm guessing he's asking like when's the draft.
Oh, so the draft is going to be determined. It'll probably be a weeknight night show this next week or the one after. But what I'm planning on doing is emailing everyone that gets in the league and trying to work out on a night that might work for all of you. So
it's the biggest hassle of a fantasy football draft.
I hate it.
Getting everyone in the same place at once.
It's the worst. I manage a fantasy league, and we do it with like 6 to 8 people, and I'm like, I don't want more.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to more people.
I'm in 3 leagues, and next week's the only one I can make because it's on a Monday, Labor Day.
Yeah.
So my other leagues are on Saturdays, and I work, and so I was like, I'll just, you know, so it's not like, fine, I can like do my own league. So
yeah,
I was that one guy in the other leagues. They're like, come on, man, you're ruining this for everyone else. I'm like, sorry, man.
So
I want to get paid.
TMC Sports, as far as accounts, make sure you're logged in and make sure you email customer service if there's issues. I do know that points will reset sometimes on accident. There's glitches in it. But here's where I would contact customer service for those issues. So, like, I travel for work all the time, so if we win a spot, maybe give the team to someone, split the prize if we win. We can do that, JJ, possibly, as long as we have written confirmation from you guys. So we did have people gift their spot last year. If you want to gift your spot instead of taking a $100 gift card, we can do that. But you can't have both. So you can either be a really good friend to someone else, or you can take the $100 gift card, right?
I know what I would do.
Yeah, right. JJ says we can cross the bridge if I get one. There you go. Yeah, let's figure it out, JJ. See if you get one first, and we can cross that bridge when we get there. I do get it that you're busy throughout the week. I will say, though, that's the good thing about fantasy football compared to as someone who's done fantasy basketball or worse yet, fantasy baseball.
Brutal.
You got to check your lineup like every day. Fantasy football, you know, check it before Sunday, maybe before Thursday and Monday.
Sunday at noon, boom.
It's a lot less time consuming.
15 minutes before the game start, boom. Takes you 5 minutes, done.
So it looks like there's a trade here potentially between Drew and Sean. Let me know, guys, what you're working on that one. I'll take it. We can split, says Urelli. So he's already interested. Now, keep in mind that JJ does not have the entry yet, and nobody has the entry yet. There's 11 entries left. We're now down to 31 boxes left. 31 boxes left. We have 1, 2, 3. We have, 5, 8, 12 photoed headliners. All of these authentic. And we have 11 entries left in this series. So 23 out of the final 31 boxes will have an entry or a photoed headliner. I don't think that there's any entries in the photoed headliner boxes. If there is, that's going to be quite a surprise for somebody, right? Mm-hmm. Usually our production staff will do it where it doesn't, but there was a couple vault keys with a headliner, so once in a while they like to mess with you.
Yeah, there you go.
but close enough, right?
Make me think I messed up something. You guys are
Right? Eric, you know I call Urelli. That's his better half, his wife. I refuse to call him Eric. He's just Urelli.
all right.
That's his wife.
There you go.
She's awesome. Good people. So 4 to go in that double, 6 to go in the quad. Let's take a quick peek at all the other series available. A top to bottom rundown as we wait here to knock these out. We do have this new college break. We're down to 20 boxes left, and it is loaded with headliners. Photoed headliner, the custom ripped Troy Polamalu authentic. There's a Julius Peppers authentic. You guys will see in the listing here, all the photoed headliners are authentic. The other ones could be reps, could be authentic. We do have a James Cook in here. So Sam Bradford, Sterling Sharp, Earl Campbell, and Garrett Wilson. As far as the photoed names left, Julius Peppers, we have the Josh Allen Speedflex, the biggest Wyoming star of all time, unless you want to argue the great Jay Novacek. But I would go Josh Allen personally. We got Derrick Henry, the former Heisman Trophy winner, more than 2,000 yards rushing in college. Barry Sanders, more than 2,600 rushing yards, the most ever by a college running back. Adrian Peterson. Now, I say this about Derrick Henry and Adrian Peterson. If you watch these guys play in college, they could have gone straight to the NFL. That's how beastly both of these two gentlemen were. LaDainian Tomlinson on the custom ripped authentic with the purple visor, terrific as well. We got DeAndre Hopkins on the Clemson lid, and then Jerome Bettis on the iconic Notre Dame gold lid. Looks like every headliner but Herschel Walker is out there. All these secondary headliners left as well. 13 and 20 chance at a headliner in the college. That is pretty darn good if you ask me, right?
Wyoming, one of the best helmets in college football. I love that helmet.
It's clean. Very, very clean. Diamond helmets. The ratios here are out of this world. 16 left. 9 headliners left. 7 of them photoed, including the best helmet of the series. This insane Justin Herbert. It's a Charger and Oregon ripped helmet. One of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's number 2 all time in passing yards per game. Big time Oregon Duck star. Big time Charger star on this beautiful helmet. We do have another Speedflex in here. Tony Gonzalez on the Slate Speedflex. Now that Herbert lid got to be worth over $1,000. You add in the Gonzalez lid, we're looking at, give or take $2,000+ value, Dom, for just $180 in here. And that AFC West in this series is loaded. Bo Nix, who was recently announced as the starting quarterback for the Broncos. A very, very smart decision, obviously. Andre Johnson still in here. Bijan Robinson. There's a Brian Dawkins, Weapon X, a TJ Watt. And then we have the 2 secondary headliners, Herschel Walker and Warren Sapp. 9 and 16 chance at a headliner. Those ratios are nuts. We have the Vault still out there. 23 boxes left. We got 4 Vault keys, including the 300 and the 200. We have 9 total headliners. 8 of them are photoed. Troy Polamalu Speedflex. There's a Brian Dawkins Speedflex. LaDainian Tomlinson on that salute to service. Patrick Mahomes is available in 2 series right now. We'll go over the fantasy series again in a little bit. On a Speedflex, this is a standard Chiefs authentic. Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, double up with those guys in the East. Mahomes, Tomlinson in the West. Brian Dawkins also could be doubled up with in the NFC East. Moral of the story, a lot of great stuff left in the read option vault. Come and get that series, guys. No doubt about it. Practice squad is down to 7 boxes left. We have 3 total headliners left. Full-size Dak Prescott helmet. And there's a Hines Ward Speedflex. And then we have for us Bear fans, Roma Dunze as a secondary headliner in the practice squad. 3 and 7 chance. 2 to go in that single, by the way. $48 for a Ward Speedflex. Talk about a steal. 8 to go in the college single. 8 to go in the second jersey. A lot of good jerseys left. CMC, Tyreek Hill, Tua, A.J. Brown, DJ Moore, Marshall Faulk, Aiden Hutchinson, Sean Alexander, and Warren Sapp all available. Now here's that fantasy series again, in case you just missed it. Every single photoed headliner is left, and we have all 11 entries into the series left. 23 of the 31 boxes left are either an entry or a photoed headliner. The 2 most expensive and valuable autographs in football memorabilia. Tom Brady, number 1. That's a $2,700 retail helmet. And then we have a Patrick Mahomes Speed Flex, which is not far behind on value. That's a Super Bowl champion helmet with that yellow visor, also worth more than 2K. Josh Allen on a Speed Flex. That bad boy is worth well over $1,000. A lot of great stuff in the fantasy football series. Come and get that. 7 to go in the diamond single. Mini helmets. We have fresh minis in the room. 30 boxes left. 28 out of 30 boxes left. Almost all the headliners left. A.J. Brown, Edrin James, Josh Jacobs, Marshall Faulk, Devontae Smith, Michael Irvin, Terrell Davis, Justin Jefferson on that sick flash, and Jason Taylor. So only headliner off the board is Warren Sapp. Speaking of headliners, we do have the headliner package. We have one of these left right now. If we're actually going to update this down, make sure it says one available.
Okay.
I know it says sold out. I don't think they didn't do one earlier today. Is there one in the personals tab maybe we haven't paid attention to?
There's 3 jersey personals. There's no headliner.
Okay, so
I'll
we'll
check
make
the winner sheet maybe if something in the winner sheet.
We'll double check, but otherwise we can make the quantity one. The jerseys and the replica helmets also available as personals. Warren Sapp, A.J. Brown, that insane Michael Irvin Miami lid, Edrin James, and Ray Lewis all left in here. So let's go.
I don't see one.
Okay, so we should have one more available. So Spencer wants the Dax, says Spenny. I'm new to this. I bought a mystery box jersey, opted to have it open live. Well, that'll open on this live. It'll be open right now. We can get it right now, Spenny. Looks like you actually got 2 of them, I believe, right? Is that Steven? Oh, Steven Callahan.
Yeah.
There's a Steven Gargano and a Steven Callahan.
Spencer Callahan.
Spencer Callahan. So, Spencer, we can open up that jersey right now. Let us know what number you would like. And then we'll probably have another fantasy series coming up here shortly. So, Steven Gargano and Chris Tubb, if you're out there, we can open up your personals as well. So, let's keep those breaks rolling. The Diamond Quad is one of the hot breaks in the room right now. But, Nicholas, it's kind of like last night. The fantasy series is going to steal the show, much in the way the High Roller stole the show. Once we clear out the fantasy series, I would presume we'll get going with the Diamonds and maybe plenty more series.
Especially with that Justin Herbert and Tony Gonzalez Speed Flex is still out there in the Diamonds. Well, you're right. Once we get that fantasy football, definitely. Because we got Patrick Mahomes still chilling in the vault along with Brian Dawkins and Troy Polamalu.
Yeah, I was going to say, I always like to ask what's the best available. If we're talking about sheer value, it's probably Brady and Mahomes are neck and neck just because Mahomes is a Speed Flex, a Super Bowl helmet with the visor. But it's probably Tom Brady 1, Mahomes 1A, Josh Allen probably 1C. That's a beautiful Hydro Speed Flex. If we're talking about sheer like look of the helmet, I think the Herbert is the nicest looking lid, right?
I love the face mask.
I mean, I'm a Mahomes guy, so that's the one I most want to see. I can never say not Mahomes, but this lid right here in the Diamonds is ridiculous, right?
Yep.
That's an incredible helmet. The Charger Oregon Duck lid for Justin Herbert.
The only current player jersey I have who's not on the Packers, Justin Herbert.
You have Dan Marino. I like that one.
I got Marino, yep. The only current player I have is Aaron Rodgers. It's on the Packers, so it doesn't really count. But Justin Herbert.
Benny, do you have a box number for us? We can open it right now, man. To be honest with you, it's going to get super busy the rest of this night. The closer we get to the fantasy series, the more it's going to heat up. You know, obviously, we know 7, 8 o'clock, people really hop in. So, Spenny, I'm going to open up your personal. I'll give you 30 seconds here, brother. If I don't have a number on that personal, I will spin our wheel. It is a 35-box series. Number scrolling at the bottom. Just let me know what number you would like. And I think I'm going to knock out Steven Gargano's as well. And then we'll do Chris Tubb probably after the next break fills up.
Yep, 2 to go on a fantasy football single, 2 to go on a practice squad single, 3 to go on a fantasy football double, guys. We're 5 to go on a quad, so that fantasy football's getting hot. If you're thinking about getting in.
You know what I'm going to do real quick? I'm going to do Stevens first because he ordered first.
Okay.
Then I'll give Spencer time to call out his box number. And if Spencer does not give me a number by the time we're done with Stevens, then I'm going to go ahead and pick a number randomly for him, right?
That's not you on there, right, for the Steven? Because it's doing for me, too. Maybe it's the computer in the...
Oh, yeah. No, that's not me. Definitely not, Dom.
See if that's the computer in there.
All right, let me spin this wheel for Steven Gargano's box number on his jersey personal. How about 7, Dom? 7. 7 is not, of course. 6 or 8, I believe, are on there. It's like we haven't done that many jerseys, and both times it landed on one we didn't have. So I'm going to put 6 and 8 on here, and we'll let our wheel pick 6 or 8.
Jay Cutler or Troy Aikman?
One guy went to Vanderbilt, and one did not. There you go. Jay Cutler. But it's the Aikman box, number 8. My favorite number. 8 coming up.
There you go.
Steven Gargano, your box is coming up. Yours, Spencer, is going to be next here, brother. I don't know if you're still with us in the chat, Spencer. Let us know, brother. But it's a great time to open up your personal before we get really, really busy on these breaks. Oh, here's a blast from the past. This is one I haven't seen much in the break room. I love seeing stuff that's not common. We have Plexico Burris on the Steelers, not the Giants. This is the Steelers jersey. Terrific wide receiver. Helped the Giants win that Super Bowl. Before that, though, doing it big with the Steelers. Plexico Burris, one of the better early 2000s wide receiver. That is going to Steven Gargano on the Burris jersey.
Michigan State, right?
Michigan State
Plexico.
on the college.
Very nice.
Plexico. All right.
And Jason closed out that practice squad single, so I'll get that ready.
So I'll do the practice squad single. If there's breaks that are full, I'll break them. I'll give Spencer all the time he has for a box number. But if we have a little break in between breaks, we'll go ahead and knock out Spencer's personal. Plexico Burris. There we go, Steven.
Very nice hit.
Or it might be Stephen. Who knows? It could be Stephen Curry,
That's
right?
true. That's true.
You've heard the Steph Curry story, right?
Don't have to call him Chef Gargano.
Chef Curry. I like it.
Yeah.
Stephen Curry went into a meeting with Nike, and they thought his name was Steven, the guy that was working there. And he did not choose Nike.
There
Obviously.
you go.
That's disrespectful.
Clearly was not the guy who recruited Michael Jordan there. That guy would have known something. He would have been too good for that.
Have you seen the movie?
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It's a really good movie.
Sonny Vaccaro, right?
Yeah, I really like Matt Damon. Matt Damon is one of my favorite actors. Terrific movie. Ben Affleck is really good as well.
He's good in that, yeah.
It's a really, really good cast. No doubt about that.
Great soundtrack as
Isn't
well.
Jason Bateman in it too?
Jason Bateman, Chris Tucker.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
It's a loaded cast. You don't even like Michael Jordan's not even like a character. It doesn't even matter in that movie. It's not even the point.
Wasn't Viola Davis his mom too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
That was, I think I was reading online, that was Michael Jordan's only request.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's like, I don't care who plays me. I don't care. I want Viola Davis to play my mother.
That's a pretty
good
good
request. He wanted his
request.
mother to have like the biggest role in the movie.
Yeah.
Because, good son.
Yeah, that's right. Good job, Michael. I saw that one in theaters. It was really, really good. I was like super pumped for it when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
It was, at the time, everyone was calling Michael Jordan like a greedy guy, right? Because he requested a share of the profits, and back then everyone's like, you're crazy. So whenever someone requests something, I was like, well, Michael Jordan was being called out for being a psycho back then.
Right, now he's a genius.
Turns out he knew what he was doing, right? How many boxes are left? And headliners in the practice squad, says Verno. Verno, we have 7 boxes left. We have 3 total headliners. Dak Prescott full-size replica helmet, a Hines Ward Steelers Speedflex with the visor, and we have a secondary Roma Dunze headliner, which could be a mini, could be a jersey, could be a rep, could be an authentic. Probably not an authentic, it would be photoed, but we don't know for sure what the Roma Dunze item's on, but it should be pretty nice. Speaking of which, practice squad is coming up. Practice squad single is next. What up, Bobby Ward? We got Tony Wilson from the UK in the chat. What's up, Tony? Practice squad single number 1. Go ahead and drop me a box number. He's a football fan. Man City guy like myself.
There you go. Uh-oh.
He said that the word helmet or the word lid means something different in the UK. I was meaning to look up what it meant, but it was way too busy last night. There was no time.
Okay.
When we do 91 boxes.
Yeah.
It was a little bit busy last night.
Is it work appropriate? Can I look it up right now?
Maybe. I have an idea of what it is. It's not as bad as the Boom Boom Room, so probably not the worst.
In the UK, what does lid mean in UK?
Oh, helmet.
Oh, what does helmet mean?
Okay, well, he just put an emoji, so that gives you an idea of what it is. Not the most work appropriate thing, but that computer's been through a lot. So there you go. Where are all them Raider fans at, says Eric. Spencer will pick whatever number will give me the best chance to win a Cowboy, LOL. Well, sounds like you're going to have the randomizer, Spencer, because I can't help you there. Not sure. But we do have a lot of good Cowboys in the room. Always full of Dallas Cowboys, to say the least. I'd get in that practice squad for Dak Prescott, right? Or Emmitt Smith in the vault. Those are some good spots for Cowboys. Not very appropriate, huh, Dom?
I'm seeing multiple definitions, and some of them not appropriate. So I'm guessing it's that one. If that's the
well, he's got the emoji in there. So
was that an eggplant?
Yes. So I think so, Dom.
I didn't see the emoji before I typed it in.
All right. So Spenny wants 4 on that personal, or do you want 4 on this practice squad break? Are you talking about the practice squad or the personal? Because we don't have 4 in the practice squad. We don't have 4 in the jerseys either. So box 4 is not there.
Oh, boy.
Raiders all the way, says Bobby.
Yes, sir.
And where are my Raider fans at, says Urelli. Probably looking to trade with the Raider Nation.
The Raiders.
The Raiders, baby.
So was it box 4 for his jersey or the practice squad?
It doesn't matter. We don't have 4 in either.
Okay.
So the numbers, I know Spenny's a new guy. Numbers are scrolling at the bottom of the ticker. We don't have 4 in practice squad. We don't have 4 in the jerseys. So I need a number regardless. King Charles says hi. That's right. Tony Wilson just regularly sips tea and eats biscuits with King Charles.
Nice.
All right, I'm going to go to the wheel here. I have not heard a number. Michael Harper, Tom Kaz, Spencer Callahan, Sean Blasco, Jason Modrew. Have not heard on a box number in the practice squad. So I'm going to pick the wheel here. Practice squad is out of 30.
I actually went to a British bar maybe a few months ago before the movies. I had shepherd's pie.
It's good.
It's good.
I've had shepherd's pie. It's delicious.
Yes.
Absolutely delicious.
Any pie and there's meat in there, it's delicious.
Chicken pot pie. I have some in my freezer.
Ooh.
We got 9 on the practice squad. I don't think we have 9. Oh, boy. I think it's one of those in between. I got to do math. I was not told I would have to do so much math.
2
but
and 16?
2 and 16, right? Am I in between, though, right?
Yep, 7.
All right, 7. So 2 and 16. Let me pull up our wheel and let's see which one it wants. Yeah, when I interviewed for this job, they did not tell me there would be so much math involved, Dom. Tough. Nice made with lamb shepherd's pie.
Yes.
How about 16? 16, the Joe Montana box coming up in the practice squad. Jason wanted the wheel anyway. And Spencer is still picking 4, but 4 is still not available, Spencer. So pick again.
Lucky number.
It's his lucky number, but it's not there. He's got to get in a series that has 4. I have not seen the guy who won the Bo Jackson Speedflex from earlier today, Tom. Do you have the winner sheet?
Let me double check. Bo Jackson. I know that Bo Jackson was in the vault. That was John Crow. 12 o'clock show.
All right, so John Crow, I have not seen him tonight yet. Does not mean that John is not out there, though. So 6, 7, what is it, 10 clicks? 10 clicks. 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, Spencer Callahan has the NFC North. NFC South is Tom Kaz. NFC East is Michael Harper. Jason Modrew, the NFC West. Jason Modrew is a Steeler fan, Dom. He's also got the AFC North for Hines Ward. Spencer Callahan in the AFC South. Sean Blasco, the AFC East. And Michael Harper, the AFC West. So Bobby's looking for a trade. There you go. Well, Anthony Luigi is saying, what's up, everyone? Just popping in. I will say this is a statement that a lot of Cowboy fans make this time of year.
Yep.
And it does not turn out the way they wanted unless we're talking about the 1990s. But this is what Anthony has said. By the way, if you haven't already listened to a diehard Cowboy fan, we are going to the Super Bowl. And he said, get Kyler Murray on the fantasy squad. Trust me.
That one I can believe.
Okay.
That one's not crazy. The first one,
as Kevin Garnett would say, anything is possible.
I'll just say I love Cowboy fans.
They get Trayvon Diggs and Deron Bland at the same time.
Yep.
Maybe CeeDee Lamb signs. Who knows?
Yeah, sign your wide receiver. Sign CeeDee Lamb.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. John Crow, Bobby Ward.
What's going on with Jerry? Back then, he would have not allowed this to happen. He would have signed CeeDee Lamb yesterday.
Yeah, Jerry typically is all about these skill players, right? Jerry Jones. All right, mini helmet coming up. We got a mini. What's in the box? Come on out. This one is kind of hard to get out. Boy, someone really... Here we go, Dom. There it is. Oh, it's a Cowboy. Would you look at that?
Hey, they are going to Super Bowl.
We got ourselves one of the best offensive linemen to ever play the game, Zach Martin, on the Cowboy Mini. Michael Harper, NFC East. Congrats on Zach Martin Mini. Pretty nice filler hit. I'll be honest, Dom, I don't know Zach Martin's college. Do you?
Ooh, the offensive line. No clue.
No clue.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. You're right.
Yeah.
Notre Dame. 9-time Pro Bowler, 7-time first-team All-Pro. Zach Martin, an absolute beast, part of the Hall of Fame 2010s All-Decade Team Pro Bowler this last year. He's always one of the best guards in the game. Going to Michael Harper.
There you go, Michael. Zach Martin.
There we go. See, I like this more. Anthony saying, Kamen Bear's going to do good things this year, brother. I agree. I've said this. I've been watching Hard Knocks, Dom, and I've been watching the preseason, which really does not mean hardly anything.
Mm-hmm.
But everything I keep seeing, it's like so hard. My one thought about the Bears season, I'm ready to love again, and I'm ready to get hurt again, Dom.
There you go. That's
Because the hopes are high.
That's football.
Here's my realistic goal and expectation for the Bears. Get the 10 wins and get a wild card spot. I don't need the Super Bowl this year. Just show me a playoff spot, show me double-digit wins, and I'll be happy. Given their schedule's not that hard, I think a 10-7, 11-6 season isn't outrageous from the Bears. Definitely looking forward to a lot of fun. Rome Odunze, by the way, 6 boxes left, is available in this practice squad series.
I was texting Ricky earlier this week, and he was like, do you think Caleb Williams get 4,000 yards? He's making his little parlays for the season.
Yes.
And I'm like, he better get 4,000 yards. He's Caleb Williams, the first pick in the draft. He's supposed to be this can't-miss prospect. 4,000 yards isn't the 4,000 yards it was 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's like, I think, like in the modern game, it's like 50-50 for a starter. Let me look real quick here while we have a little bit of time before it gets too busy. How many guys threw for 4,000 yards last year? I'm going to guess 15, only because there was a lot of injuries.
I'm going to guess, because of that, I'm going to guess 10.
10?
Yeah.
Oh, you're almost spot on. Looks like 10 exactly. 10 exactly. Trevor Lawrence was the 10th guy. Matthew Stafford finished 35 short, missed 2 games.
Yep.
Sam Howell finished like 54 yards short. Derek Carr was less than 150 yards short. Jalen Hurts was close as well. So only 10 guys got 4,000. I mean, Justin Herbert would have got there had he not gotten hurt as well.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow,
Aaron
definitely.
Rodgers.
Kirk Cousins as well. So if enough guys stay healthy, like let's look at the previous year, 2022. We had, actually, no, it's kind of hard. 9 got it in 2022. 2021 was 10. So usually it's about 10. I mean, from what I've seen with Caleb Williams, I don't think it's crazy to think he's going to be a top 10 quarterback right off the bat. I mean, you look at what C.J. Stroud did last year.
Yeah.
He was a top 10 quarterback. Herbert, his rookie season, top 10 quarterback.
Yeah.
Mahomes in his first year starting, the number 1 quarterback in the league. 4,000 with the 17th game. Very realistic.
And for a first overall pick, he's going into a great situation where he gets to throw to DJ Moore, headliner in the jerseys, Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze. I mean, he's got a loaded team. I don't want to say, loaded. That's kind of a loaded statement, but he's got weapons.
He's got
DeAndre Swift. The offensive line, it's not great, but it's not as bad as Justin Field fans want you to think it is.
His receiving core and his running backs, his weapons are top 10 in the league.
Yep.
He can get to 4,000 yards.
Absolutely.
Fantasy football double coming up. Plenty of guys in here that have gotten 4,000 yards. Guys like Patrick Mahomes, guys like Josh Allen, a certain guy named Tom Brady.
Who?
All available headliners in the series. Come and get them. So fantasy football double. All 11 entries into the fantasy football league are also available still. Fantasy football double number 1. go ahead and drop me 2 box numbers.
We got to see an entry.
I haven't seen a single one yet. QBs that will be top 5 this year, says Gear Profit. Boy, that is quite the bold list of top 5 quarterbacks. He's got Anthony Richardson in his...
Just fantasy? If it's fantasy football top 5, I can definitely see Anthony Richardson.
That's, yeah, because of the running yards, right? Are you talking about just general quarterbacks or fantasy quarterbacks? Because Kyler Murray runs a lot as well. Dak can get around. Mahomes.
No.
Stroud, I think, could be top 5 in both.
Yep.
So how about a box number? Chris Abermans.
Fantasy, yep.
Anthony Serrano, Dan Scapetta, J.J. Jones, Howard Ingalls, Andrew Davanzo, Mark Stoner, and Adam Schopner in here. So drop me 2 box numbers, guys. And Spencer, again, we do not have number 4. So we have numbers 5, 6, 8, 10 through 13, 15, 17, 18, 22, 23, 25 through 27, and 29 through 34. So Spencer, I'm going to copy this in the chat. These are the box numbers that are available. Let me know. He wants 10. Okay, so we'll do that jersey personal right after this fantasy break.
Put it to the side.
I can take 10 off the ticker. 10 works. All right. So no numbers. We're going wheeling and dealing, Dom.
Here we go.
Fantasy football series out of 35.
Nobody wants the box color magic?
Apparently not.
It's real.
It is real. All right. We got ourselves number 6 Indy Fantasy. 6 we should have. So 4 and 5, and then 7 through 14. All right, one more. How about number 12, Dom? 12 we have as well, the Tom Brady number. So Eric has Mahomes, Stroud, Jordan, Lamar, and Lawrence. Okay. I think Jalen Hurts will have a really good season, especially for fantasy. He gets a lot of rush touchdowns.
Stays healthy.
Kind of hard. I would put Mahomes, Hurts, Josh Allen. How could we not put Josh Allen in there?
Right.
He was the #1 fantasy quarterback last year. Josh Allen, who's in this fantasy series, is going to be... I know he's losing a lot of guys, but it's Josh Allen.
I'm going to draft tomorrow. I got a partner, and he's going to draft for me. I had one request because we have draft 2, pick 2, and it's a 2-quarterback league. I said whoever's available, Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, right.
That's it.
That's how I'm picking as well. Yeah. Mahomes will have a bounce back year, new targets for fantasy. I would put Josh Allen 1, Mahomes 2, Jalen Hurts 3.
Yep.
Because, the Hurts and Allen rushing touchdowns are massive.
You think the rush touchdowns might, last year he was injured, had a knee problem.
So they're going to try to keep him healthy, is what you're saying.
Yeah, the tush push, that's not going to help that. Maybe the Saquon Barkley,
I don't know.
That's what they got him for.
I'll see it when I believe it.
Yeah.
So, a bust, really. I will say this. Anthony, Luigi, and I agree about a lot of things. We very, very strongly disagree about Josh Allen. If you look at the last 5 years in the NFL, the only quarterback with more touchdowns than Josh Allen passing the ball, a guy named Patrick Mahomes. I always say this about the Bills. As long as Josh Allen is there, they're a playoff team. The guy has been nothing but fantastic. I would definitely not say he'll be a bust. That one I am 100% against my boy Anthony. But that's what's great. We can disagree in the break room. That's what makes it fun, right? Nothing's personal. I'm a big Josh Allen fan, though, personally.
I love Josh Allen. He's so fun to watch.
Mm-hmm. He is different.
I know the interceptions, but he's a risk taker, and a lot of times those risks, they pay off for him.
They pay off, yeah. I think it was a stat I saw last year at one point during the season. The difference, the ratio between touchdown passes and interceptions, like the plus-minus.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, apparently the last 4 years, had the second-best plus-minus ratio behind only Mahomes.
There you go.
So, yeah, he targets Diggs a lot. I think what's going to happen with Josh Allen is the same thing that happened with Patrick Mahomes when Tyreek Hill left. When you have a superstar receiver, it's easy to go to him every time. I think he's going to get better as a quarterback. He's going to develop. He's going to scan the field more. Not having a clear #1 will only make him better. The numbers will be about the same, I'm guessing, as they've been. He'll be a better player overall, though, without Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen.
Absolutely.
He's going to be a beast. He is amazing quarterback.
Usually how the break room works, every time we talk about a guy for often, he comes out of the next box that we do. So maybe, hey, Josh Allen. And in the college.
He's out there ×2, both on speed flexes.
And Mahomes ×2. Two best quarterbacks in the NFL. Got him ×2.
It's loaded break room right now. We'll start with box 6. This one does feel heavy in the fantasy football series. Allen was #1 fantasy quarterback last year, and also the #1 rated quarterback, according to Pro Football Focus, in the NFL last year.
Beast.
We have an entry into the UA Fantasy Football
There we go.
League.
Finally.
These are real. There are entries out there. Winner of this breaks got the first entry to the UA Fantasy League. The winner of the league is a $1,000 gift card. There's going to be 11 of you guys competing against us, the house. It's a 12-person league. $1,000 for first, $500 for second, third for $250, plus whatever week you play us. If you beat us, we'll send you a gift card in the amount you beat us by, and we round up. Let's just say you beat us by 2.67 points. We'll send you a $3 gift card. You beat us by 40, $40 gift card, so on, so forth. And it's an authentic.
It means don't bench your
fantasy
starters.
Entry, right?
Don't rest your starters. Don't take the gas off the pedal.
Oh, this guy. There's all sorts of different fantasy formats. I think Alex was talking about it. He had him in a fantasy format where you got points for return yards and return touchdowns. This would be a very valuable guy if we put that into effect. He's got the single season record for all-purpose yards. That is running, receiving, kick and punt return yards. We got the Super Bowl champion inscription, the lightning bug, Darren Sproles.
K-State.
K-State, baby. 1,900 rushing yards he had at K-State in a single season. Chris Abramats out there in Canada. He's got the first entry into the UA Fantasy League.
Yes, sir.
And a Darren Sproles authentic. He must have had that fried chicken today. We know if Chris eats fried chicken, he wins in the breaks. That's how he does. Great job, Chris Abramats, on Darren Sproles.
Very nice, Chris. The lightning bug.
They always think of NFL players as these big, strong, tall guys, but not this guy. He was little, and he was effective, Dom. Darren Sproles.
He's an icon in my world. As a short king myself, Darren Sproles, he's like a god to me. Love
Right?
Darren Sproles, the lightning bug. He was everywhere he went to. He was awesome. Chargers, Saints, Eagles.
A guy you can just plug in right away into your offense. Does a little bit of everything. Obviously, a big special teams guy. Part of the all-decade team in his era as a special teams member. Darren Sproles. Nope, went healthy, says Chris, but I'll take that. There you go.
There you go.
So great job, Chris Abramats. It must have been like a salad with chicken in it.
Ooh.
That's the only explanation, Dom, right?
Thank you, sir.
Sproles is like the Spud Webb of the NFL.
Yeah.
I'd argue even better. Because, I mean, Spud Webb, I don't think was a multi-time All-Star. Darren Sproles got 3 Pro Bowls. He's part of the All-Decade team. So even better version of Spud Webb, I'd argue, right?
Right, yep. Spud is just known for, the dunk contest
Yeah.
mainly. Darren Sproles was a heck of a player, man.
Nice.
Trevor.
Where does a pirate go to get his hook, says Trevor. Where's that, Trevor? Enlighten me. The second-hand store. There we go. Arr, matey. I like it. Hope I dropped the Darren Sproles sticker here. Let me put this back on the box. So that was our first entry. Not a single photoed headliner is off the board yet, Dom. Every single photoed headliner still available in the fantasy series. And we have the single next. I know the quad is not far behind either. We are, let's see here in the quad. How many spots to go? 4 to go in that quad box. All right, box 12 is Tom Brady in number 12. Mr. Brady. We pulled 2 Bradys last night. Got another Brady tonight. We have 2 Mahomeses. You can't say we don't have the best of the best here in the break room, right?
Yep.
We do have a full-size authentic here. Oh, Dom, this is perfect for you, brother.
Oh, yeah.
This is a Dom Pellegrini special. One of the best quarterbacks of all time, Brett Favre.
Yeah, my man.
The Lunar Authentic with the green ink. When Brett Favre retired, he had all the records, passing yards, passing touchdowns. You name the record, Brett Favre had it. 3-time league MVP, the Iron Man, most consecutive starts by a quarterback. Another guy, people compare, they think of Brett Favre as all those picks he threw. But you talk to an intelligent football mind, even for me as a Bears fan, it's pretty hard not to put Brett Favre in your top 10. He threw a lot of picks, but he's universally a top 10 quarterback. 3 MVPs
in a row.
The same amount of MVPs as Tom Brady.
Yep.
5 is the most ever. He's not far behind Brett Favre. Awesome helmet, Adam Schopner on the Lunar Authentic. Brett Favre.
I want to say he's the first player or only player ever to win 3 straight MVPs.
Yeah,
Brett
in
Favre.
football.
Yeah. So
That's
I know,
impressive.
a lot of people, they always remember Brett Favre later on in his career, the interceptions. He was the best quarterback of the 90s. I know Troy Aikman has, 3 championships. Brett Favre, 3-time MVP, a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah,
best quarterback
it was
of the 90s.
it was Favre or Young for me.
Yeah.
Take your pick. They're both terrific, but definitely think Brett Favre is an absolute icon. Great job there, Adam. Brett Favre is always the favorite man, says Luigi. He's the Nolan Ryan of football. There you go.
There you go.
I mean, iconic, long career. A lot of greatness in Brett Favre. A lot of greatness in Nolan Ryan. Not a bad comparison. Great job, Adam, on Brett Favre.
Garrett Prophet has some nice comps, I would
he
say. He's got
does.
some nice comparisons. I like
Yeah.
that. Brett Favre,
like
Nolan
it.
Ryan, I can go with that.
Gear Prophet has a 1-of-1 autograph I gave him.
Ooh.
He values it like nothing else in his PC.
Is it yours?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. See,
Yeah.
I've been asking that for months that you want
I
to give me
know.
it.
I know. The 1-of-1 is just for him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So good job there, Adam, on Brett Favre.
It's a 101, baby.
That's right. He got it. He's got that framed. He's got his Tom Brady helmet, and he's got me right next to it.
I had a Trevor Massey type joke yesterday, but I got told in the chat, no, we don't need, we don't want to drive Colin nuts. We don't need to
I
Trevor
live
Massey.
to drive Colin nuts.
I think so.
What's the joke?
The joke was, what's Tongue of Iloa's favorite song?
I don't know.
Just the two of us.
Ah.
see?
I like
Not
it.
bad.
I like it.
It's not the best.
That's not the worst. And that's funny you said that comment. The napkin is inside the helmet, LOL. So they have my signed napkin of me inside his Tom Brady helmet. I think I just devalued that Brady helmet.
Man, that's...
We had a dual signed Marcus Mariota and Derrick Henry helmet once, and Bob Boulay said that the Mariota autograph devalues the helmet. I don't know if Bob was right, but in this case, he probably devalued the Brady a little bit.
Whoever wins the Brady tonight will ask if they want Common to dual sign it as well.
Yeah,
So we'll
not
get
on the helmet.
We'll get their permission first, but we'll ask.
I don't know about
All
that.
right.
I don't know about that. Let me knock out this personal real quick. I know Spencer's been waiting. We'll knock his personal out real quick. He wanted box 10, and then we'll do the next fantasy break. We'll do Chris's personal at some point when we're caught up, if Chris is out there. Bravo, says Trevor.
Thank
Colin
you.
would not be proud, but I am.
Thank you. That's all that matters
There
to
you
me.
go,
Appreciate
Dom.
you, Trevor.
I like it.
Preach.
Well, I know Colin will like this. Spencer, I believe, said he's a Cowboy fan, so he might have mixed emotions about this one. But this could be good trade bait, of course. One of the best receivers in the league. Top 5 in receiving yards back-to-back years. You know, this guy's a perfect example of a guy that's not necessarily the fastest, but he's one of the best jump ball, box out guys. You throw the ball near his area, he's going to reel it in. A.J. Brown on the Eagle custom jersey that is Beckett certified with the QR code. Spencer Callahan, that's a headliner. A.J. Brown.
Mm-hmm. We had yesterday someone buy a jersey personal that was an Eagles fan that won Dak Prescott. Now we have a Cowboys fan wins an Eagle, A.J. Brown. Maybe work out a trade. It's a fair.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott, A.J. Brown.
I like
Not
it.
bad.
Spencer says, yes, sir.
It's a nice hit, though. Hey.
I mean, look, you always want to get a headliner, right?
Yep.
I mean, you get a headliner, you cannot be upset, even if it's the rival team. You can trade with a rival, person, right?
Mm-hmm.
He says traded for the Dak. Now, that's if the person is
Right.
in the chat, which I doubt they are, but maybe if they're out there, let us know. If you have a Dak jersey, Spencer will trade you the A.J. Brown. But he's like, yeah, I'll do that. Sign me up. I'll take it. There's a Dak Prescott full-size replica helmet in the practice squad. Spenny Hardaway, I would get your butt in that practice squad. There's only 6 boxes left, actually, so it's a 1 in 6 chance the next box is Dak Prescott. You may not get better odds of that, knowing that it's a 1 in 6 chance in the break that there's a Cowboy item. If you get in the double box break, there's actually a 2 in 6 chance that Dak Prescott's in that break. So that's probably where I would head if I were Spenny, right?
You know,
Practice squad.
I watched NFL Network. They used to have the top 10s, and I watched the top 10 divas yesterday. Can you believe Brett Favre was number 1?
Ooh.
I was so mad I watched an hour of that, and they had Brett Favre number 1.
This guy would be up there.
The toughest quarterback of all time, they had number 1. You know who was number 8? Your guy.
Who's that?
Joe Theismann.
Joe Theismann.
Yes, they talked about that.
Of course they did.
One of the sayings, like, any guy who changes his name to Joe Theismann is a diva.
Yeah.
And then Joe Theismann was like, yeah, I admit it. I'm a diva.
Where was Michael Irvin on that list? Terrell Owens?
T.O. was 2.
T.O. I
thought he was a lock for number 1.
That was my number 1, I would have guessed.
Yeah, I thought he was the lock for number 1. They had Brett Favre number 1. The toughest player of all time.
He says, no, I want a break, but I'll trade the winner. There you go. Well, speaking of breaks, fantasy football is coming up. Fantasy football single number 1. Go ahead. If I could type properly here, drop me a box number. He says, whoever wins the Dak, I'll trade. That Dak in practice squad is a full-size rep helmet, which is typically worth more than a jersey. So I doubt they will trade it to you, but it never hurts to ask, right? We always say in terms of value, it goes authentic helmets are number 1, rep helmets are number 2, and then jerseys and minis are like tied for 3rd. Give or take about the same value on those. So I do not think anyone will accept that trade, but maybe you find the right person, never hurts to ask, right? So unless you have something else besides the A.J. Brown. If you're talking to a diehard Eagle fan, maybe, Dom, but the sheer monetary value of an A.J. Brown jersey is not of the full-size Dak helmet, right? That is why the jersey break is our lowest entry point. It is the stuff that's worth the least, but it's still very, very cool. Nothing bad in our break room, right? So we're going to the wheel a lot, and we're not pulling a lot of headliners, guys. So maybe you should call out some box numbers. The wheel has been atrocious today for headliners, Dom.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes it's really, really good for headliners. Tonight has not been that night for the wheel.
Who wants that box color match?
I guess not. 7 for the fantasy, though. 7 is coming off the board. The John Elway number. Brett Favre. This will be interesting with all the heat we have in the room.
Keep it on.
He's on right now, but I'm saying he's 50-50 for the final video, Dom. I think we have a lot of speed flexes in the break room right now. We have
That's
3
true.
in the fantasy series plus Tom Brady.
True.
We have 1 in the practice squad. We have 1 in the college and 2 in the diamonds.
I'll do a solo video with just Brett.
Right? I mean, I'll shoot it for you if you want.
Here we go.
They want bonus content on social media, Tom. We'll give them bonus content.
You want me talking about Brett Favre for a few hours? No problem.
God.
No problem at all.
It just might be. It might be kind of late though, with how late we get out. Right?
Yeah.
It's actually not the right list here. Let me get the right list in here.
Is that the wrong guy?
No, you're good.
Oh.
I didn't copy and paste. I took the list from the last break. So Adam, Josh, Tom, Anthony, Jason, Andrew, and Alejandro here in the fantasy football number 1. The first single already did a quad and a double, and we are 2 to go in the quad, Dom?
Yes, sir.
So it's moving fairly quick, a little bit less quick than I expected, but still pretty efficiently and smoothly here in the fantasy series.
Still early.
Oh yeah, it's only 7:20. Our shows typically get off between 10 or 11 o'clock. The earliest we sign off is 9:30, but sometimes it's after midnight. Sometimes it's after 1. Does vary night to night, but usually it's between 10 or 11 that we sign off. Usually Friday, it's more like 11. So we'll be on to at least 10 o'clock tonight, I imagine. Give or take 3 more hours, maybe more. In the next 3 hours, there's so many things that could happen, obviously. I mean, last night we signed off at 11:40, so it was 91 box night, so that was nuts.
Get to 92.
Let's shoot for 92, Dom.
There we go.
We do like to set the bar high.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking more like 50, but if we can get to 92, I guess that's success.
I won't settle for anything less than 92.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. Well, that's the most we've ever done in a show.
Okay.
In the new format. We always have like the records here at UA are very like loose because technically the most we did in the show is we used to be on 4 and 7, but we would skip the dinner break sometimes like we do with the early shows. It was Alex Telez's first show ever producing. Oof. We did it 118 boxes, but we did not have the same revenue because we had a 40-box football series and ran a bunch of quads in the football. So there was a lot of fillers, not the same amount of money generated, not the same amount of fires, a high roller, but technically that's the record for a show. But it was 2 shows.
I gotcha.
So records are loose. Adam's got the NFC North, Anthony NFC South, Andrew NFC East, Alejandro NFC West, Tom AFC North, Jason AFC South, East, and then Josh has the AFC West. Looking for a certain guy named Patrick Mahomes in here, right?
Last time Adam had the North, got the Brett Favre. Maybe it's Megatron.
Ooh, maybe. Let's hear, Adam. It is a full-size authentic, that's for sure. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, this is one we haven't had much in the break room. I actually pulled this yesterday. How about Edgerrin James on the Salute the Service authentic for the Colts? 4-time Pro Bowl running back, twice led the league in rushing yards, more than 11,000 career yards. The Hall of Famer Jason Muldrew snagging the edge, Edgerrin James.
Nice hit.
All right, Jason. I love the dreads he had. He was a star running back early on in Peyton Manning's career. Just a terrific, terrific back. More than 12,000 yards, actually. 12,246. Got in the Hall of Fame recently. The great Edgerrin James.
The U.
The U, baby.
Everyone remembers that draft for being the Ricky Williams, that trade. Well, Edgerrin James was actually drafted before Ricky Williams in that draft, so that's how good Edgerrin James was.
He finished 4th in MVP voting his rookie season. More than 1,500 rushing yards, had more than 1,700 in his second season.
Yep.
This dude was a dude, Edgerrin James.
That was a Bill Polian special. Everyone thought they were going to go Ricky Williams. They went Edgerrin James. Traded Marshall Faulk that same year.
Yeah.
And they drafted Ed. So, you know, obviously Marshall Faulk had the 2 MVP years after that. But
it's a pretty good run of running backs. I mean, I would say Marshall Faulk is a little bit better, but man, Edgerrin James, also terrific. Both Hall of Famers. Great job there, Jason.
Yeah.
He says, nice indeed, Edgerrin James.
The point of the trade was to, you know, make sure that Peyton Manning worked out. And I think, that worked out.
I mean, Peyton Manning worked out just fine.
Yeah.
28 picks his rookie year, but the rest was history, as they say with Peyton Manning.
Imagine if Twitter was a thing back then.
This guy's terrible, blah, blah, blah.
This Peyton Manning, get him out.
You know who I think is going to be good?
He's no Justin Fields. He can't run.
I think it's going to take a couple years because their team is still not very good. But the guy I've got my eyes on, Bryce Young. I am not giving up on him yet. I think in 4 or 5 years, we'll be talking about him as a top 10 quarterback in the league.
Hey, first overall pick, Baker Mayfield looked like his career was over. Dave Canales, offensive coordinator, goes to Tampa Bay. Look what happened to Baker Mayfield last year.
Yeah.
Had a good year, got paid. Now Dave Canales goes to Carolina. Undersized, first overall pick, quarterback, who everyone's counting out. He already did it once in Tampa. He could do it again in Carolina.
Let's go, Bryce. I'll be cheering for him. Even though I think he's going to be really good, the Bears did get a great side of that trade.
Yeah.
Things worked out well for the Bears.
The Panthers last year had absolutely nobody on that offense. They had
Nope.
Adam Thielen as your wide receiver one, who Adam Thielen is fine, but he's also 50 years old. You do not want him as your wide receiver.
I thought he was
one.
120 and had the Sorcerer's Stone. And
I was
didn't
being
age.
kind.
Okay, all
yeah,
right,
you know,
gotcha.
sometimes I'm a little harsh to these guys on here. Jimmy Clausen.
You love Jimmy Clausen.
His family's starting to write me emails.
Yeah. Edgerrin James, the U, like you said.
Yes, sir.
Fantasy football quad number 2. Drop me 4 box numbers, guys. We have 10 entries still left and 11 photoed headliners, including Mahomes on a speed flex, Tom Brady, Josh Allen on a speed flex. Randy Moss is in this series. Derrick Henry, LaDainian Tomlinson, Marshall Faulk, Saquon Barkley, guys we've talked about tonight. Randy Moss. This series is, I mean, look, Devontae Adams, Kurt Warner, Antonio Gates, and Eddie George are the secondary headliners in here. They're out there as well.
2-time MVP, Kurt Warner, secondary headliner.
Just hanging out. Michael Harper, Michael Roa, Alex Roa, maybe a relation to Michael. You never know with Alex, whether it's a guy or a girl. You know, could be a brother, could be a sister, could be, You know, could be a wife, could be anybody. But I'm guessing there's a relation there between them. So let us know, guys, the relation there. Kyle Hummel, J.J. Jones, Josh Walton, Jason Modrew, and Matt Thomas. Mike Rowa's opting for the wheel. The wheel was on fire on Wednesday, Dom, but it has been ice cold with headliners today.
Well, I guess my chat's delayed a little bit.
Is it? Are you behind?
I don't have I still Fantasy Football Quad 2 dropped me 4 numbers.
Nah, Mike is in there with wheel times 4 on my side.
Okay.
That happened yesterday.
Yeah,
Where there was
I see him on there,
Yeah, there was a comment yesterday that actually went through over there, but not over here. So wheel times 4. Wheel times 4 it is. Let's see if the wheel pig's better here. How about this? Mike says no relation.
I saw that one. See, I got that one. That one came in.
That's interesting. That's a name I've never seen before.
Mike Rowa.
There's a Rowa and another Rowa, and there's no relation. All right, how about 8 in the fantasy? My favorite number, 8. That can come off the ticker. We got 4 more. 4 more in the fantasy series. Only 1 person into our UA league so far. Chris Abramatz, 32 is coming up next. 8 and 32. We got Troy Aikman and Jim Brown. That's right. How about 19? The Joe Montana Chiefs number right there. All right, 19. And the 4th and final number here in the fantasy quad box. Looks like it's 8 again. So we have 7 and 9. Actually, at 7, I think we did already, Dom. I think we did 7. Yeah. So perfect. 9. I was like, I don't want this again. I don't want to spin this wheel again. So we'll do 9 then. So 8, 9, 19, and 32 in the quad box break for the fantasy. All right, good luck, guys. Let's see some heat. So this is going to put us at, what, 2 quads and a double and a single. That's 11 already off the board, Dom. It'll put us at just 24 left. And you know very well what happens when we get to about 15 to 20. They fly fast, especially with these quad box breaks, especially with 40 people watching. And we still have 10 photoed headliners and 11 entries out there. Even if we pull 4 of them here, there's going to be a bunch left regardless. So 6. We got 7, 8, 9, and 10 clicks. All right, Kyle Hummel up top. He's got the NFC North. Right below in the NFC South is J.J. Jones. NFC East is Matt Thomas. Michael Harper in the NFC West. Jason Modrew, the AFC North. Josh Walton, the AFC South. Alex Rowa, the AFC East. And Michael Rowa, no relation, AFC West. Let's get started with box 8 here. Box 8 out of 35. My favorite number. All right, we have our second entry into the UA Fantasy Football League. Second entry. NFC South has been on fire, JJ. We had a Drew Brees, Baker Mayfield double up. We had a Kirk Cousins with Chris Olave. It's been probably the hottest division in the break room the last few days. So do not assume it's not a W in the NFC South. Although I guess there's not a photo headliner here. There could be a W, though. I guess we'll find out.
Someone want an entry?
We have an entry.
There we go.
And the winner is a new customer. First ever order, Alex Rowa.
Hey.
In the UA Fantasy League with the Andre Reed full-size helmet right here. More than 13,000 career receiving yards. 7-time Pro Bowler, Pro Football Hall of Famer. The #1 target for Jim Kelly on those Bills teams that played in 4 straight Super Bowls. Nice hit, Alex. And you are headed to the UA Fantasy League. Boom, says Alex. That's right.
Very nice.
Right on. Josh Tisdale, that order number, we'll have Dom check it. 201953 for Josh. I think I said Josh's name earlier today.
201
953. So we'll look into that, see if we have that order in our break somewhere. Maybe it's a break that hasn't happened yet. I don't see him yet on my sheets here, Dom. But I'm guessing that he was probably in another break that...
Yeah, he was in the single.
Which one? For the fantasy football?
Yes.
Oh, there it is. I see it. 201953. Yes, Josh, you were in the single. You had the AFC West. You did not win, unfortunately, sir. Alex Rowe was in, though. Indy UA Fantasy League. New customer in here. Winner of the league gets a $1,000 gift card for the Ultimate Autographs Break Room, Tom.
Yes, sir.
And you also get a lot of bragging rights.
Get that fantasy football magazine ready. Get the scouting.
For example, like Bob Boulay won the league 3 years ago, and I still talk about Bob Boulay.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, it's just a nonstop. Who won the league? Bob Boulay won the league. He's a winner.
Hey, once a fantasy football champion, always a football fantasy
That's
champion.
right. My very first fantasy league I ever was in, Dom, I won every single game, undefeated. Ran the title, the title. I thought it was going to be easy. I never went undefeated again.
Yep.
Only won a handful of times ever since then. But I had Peyton Manning the year he got 49 touchdown passes with the Colts.
Know it.
I picked him first overall because I liked him. Everyone made fun of me saying Tomlinson was the pick. 49 passing touchdowns later. Who had the last laugh, Tom?
It's a nice combo to have that year. Who's the tight end? Julius Thomas?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the week one with Peyton Manning with 6 touchdown passes against Baltimore.
That's 2013. I also had him that year as well.
Yeah, he's a beast.
He also won me the fantasy league that year. So I've only ever won fantasy with him as my quarterback. I used to have a rule. He was always my QB. Now Mahomes is always my QB. So
there you go.
Just personal rules there.
Got some fantasy winners in still that. I mean, Saquon Barkley, you definitely want to get him in fantasy this year.
Right.
Saquon in Philly. Derrick Henry in Baltimore. Definitely want to get Derrick Henry still.
Yeah, Alex says I'm already in 4 leagues. It's going to be rough. Good news about our league, Alex, is you don't have to pay a penny to get in.
Yeah.
You're already in. We'll go ahead and shoot all the winners of the fantasy football entries an email. I'll compile the list and send out an email at some point in the next few days so we can lock down a time for the fantasy draft. It'll likely be a weeknight show at 6 p.m., Dom, but we'll see when everyone's available for that fantasy draft.
Should be fun.
Yeah, it's always fun when you don't have to enter. You don't have to pay any money for it. You're already in, and you don't lose anything, right?
Right. And you have a chance to win the $1,000 gift card.
Yeah,
that's it.
And,
Sit back
and
and
if
relax.
you beat us, you'll probably play us twice in the season, maybe once depending on the schedule. We send you a gift card if you beat us as well. And second place gets $500 too.
Yep,
that's not bad.
Day $250 for third place.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. More entries coming up.
There we go.
Our third entry into the fantasy league. There's 11 of these. It is a 12-person league. We are one of the 12. We also get the bragging rights of beating us. I mean, last year, whenever we would lose in fantasy, I would come on the air here, and I would just be ashamed.
Uh-oh.
Everyone was just laughing at me. I was like, did you guys lose again this week? I was like, yes.
Yeah.
We had at one point, we had like a 4-game losing streak. It was tough.
Yeah.
We finished with a 3-game winning streak at the end.
I don't show up to work on losing weeks.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Haven't seen Dom in 19 weeks. Where's he at? He hasn't won a fantasy game.
He's crying. Hey, here's my favorite story. Joe Theismann.
Hey.
NFC East, beautiful, beautiful commander lid. The 1983 NFL MVP. That's the NFC East, Matt Thomas. You've got the third entry into the UA Fantasy League. And we were just talking about it, Dom. Everybody's favorite story in the break room. I had a customer recently tell me that he didn't know the story. He heard it from me on the air. He went to work and told everybody at the office the story. And they were all wowed at the story. So here it is again. I'll tell it again for all 37 of you guys watching. I imagine about a third of you have already heard it. For the other 2/3, you're welcome. So Joe Theismann was a young man. Actually, properly, Joe Theismann was a young man at the University of Notre Dame. He was trying to win the Heisman Trophy. The Notre Dame PR staff said, hey, Joe, let's change your name to Theismann, so we can say Theismann for the Heisman. The strategy, got him as a finalist. He did not win. Ultimately, the strategy failed, but the name stuck, Joe Theismann. So sweet, says Alex. William McPherson. What's up, William?
What's up, William?
We had the previous GOAT of calling out box numbers in the room last night. Vinny Batani, longtime customer who hadn't played in a long time. Vinny came in, I told him, Vinny, you have been replaced. Vinny was the gold standard for calling out box numbers. But William McPherson came in, and all that changed. So you guys are in the presence of a GOAT here. If you ever need a box number, just ask William.
That's true.
He says, a Commander helmet and an entry, I would have won that box. Should have won that box. Well, I do say this, Dom. You can't win if you're not in, right?
That's true. Can't hit a home
So
run if you don't swing.
there's also 8 entries left. And to be honest with you, all these break room vets, all these legends of the break room, they're getting snagged by the new blood, right? New customers. I mean, brand new customer. Alex got an entry. Is Matt a newer customer? Matt Thomas? I don't recognize that name.
Matt Thomas. Let's see. Where you at, Matt?
How many orders? Unless it's a longtime customer that comes back, but I haven't seen that name a whole lot. Maybe he was ordering during my vacation.
158 orders.
Okay, so it's a longtime customer come back. Okay. Well, he's come back in a big way here with the Joe Theismann.
Welcome, Matt. Welcome back, Matt.
Right? Drew says, that's an amazing story. Thanks for sharing. I know. I know. It's a truly special story for everybody out there. Got the exact same lid on a mini. The Commander lid is fresh, man.
Yep.
It's a fresh-looking lid. Great job there, Matt, on Joe Theismann. Both of those are rep helmets, but both with entries, both great names. Great job, Alex and Matt. All right. You see, Drew likes the story.
I can't tell if he's sarcastic or not. That's the thing.
What do you mean sarcastic? What are you talking about, Tom? That thought never occurred to me. I just assumed he was wild.
I'll go with that. Yeah.
Okay. Sarcastic. I mean, come on now.
I mean, it's a great story.
Makes a great story.
The number 8 diva of all time.
That's
according
right.
to NFL Network.
Well, here's the third entry in this break alone. You have a 1 entry into the UA Fantasy League. Who's going to be the winner here? This has been... The entries exist. Oh, my God. Well, we did say this. You cannot win 2 entries. I did say that off the top of the show. What we do for somebody that wins a second entry, we send them a $100 gift card. So, Alex, you are going to win the second helmet. It's a Keon Coleman Bills rep. It's actually just like the Andre Reed. It's a Bills replica helmet. It's a wide receiver, a guy that can only hope to be as good as Andre Reed, right? The second round pick out of FSU. So, Alex, we're going to shoot you a $100 gift card because you're already in the league. We don't want to have people having 2 entries because it's not fair to have 2 teams, obviously. So I'm going to take all the other names in here. I'm going to do a top spot draw, and the winner of the top spot draw is going to be in the league instead of Alex's second entry. I'm going to do this like the Chase Wheelspin list. I know we've had the college series is a little bit different, but I'll keep this simple here. So it's going to be 7 names in here. Top name is going to take home the fantasy football entry. Marquise, I'll drop in the link to our break page, but the price points vary from series to series. The best series in the room could be over $300 for a quad box break. You can get in a jersey single for as low as $27. The ones that are the more expensive ones are the better ones by far, though, right?
And Alex, I sent that gift card to your email.
Well, how about this? Matt Thomas already has an entry as well. I eliminated Alex's name. I didn't eliminate Matt. I'm going to give it to Jason Modrew because he was the second spot down. You are the first spot of a guy that doesn't have an entry. So, Jason Modrew, that is going to be your entry. You are officially in the fantasy league. Jason Modrew.
There you go.
Big-time Steeler fan, Jason.
First pick, Najee Harris.
First, I doubt it. I have vowed to never, ever pick a Steeler first again because I have bad memories. I picked Le'Veon Bell, and he sat out the whole time. So there you go. Heck yeah, says Jason. Nice job, brother. You are in the league. Let me get this Keon Coleman rep written up as well for Alex. And we do have one more box here to open.
Guys, those fantasy spots, they're moving right now.
There's only 11, and we have 4 down right now.
Yep.
3 of them in this break.
Yep.
So only 7 of these left, and we still have 10 photoed authentic headliners out there, Dom.
Yep.
Including a Mahomes flex, a Josh Allen speed flex, and some guy named Tom Brady.
Who is that?
Never heard of him.
I keep hearing that name.
He's a 6th-round pick. You know, not really relevant very
6th round
much.
pick? Then he probably stunk.
6th-round pick, you never saw the field.
Yeah. You know who's good, though? That Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah.
I like him.
Drew Bledsoe was good.
He was good, Drew Bledsoe.
Took his team to the Super Bowl.
Yes, he did. First overall pick.
More than 40,000 passing yards, 4 Pro Bowls.
He had a cannon.
He was a dude.
Bledsoe was, and people forget that.
Right? He was good post the Patriots as well.
The Bills.
The Cowboys.
Yep. He was there for Tony Romo, and
Yeah.
Tony Romo Tom Brady'd him.
That's right. Hashtag problems. All right, 32 is next. This feels like another rep helmet, Dom.
Uh-oh.
Is it another entry? No entry this time. No entry this time. And Kevin Sukup, we're just knocking out boxes, having a blast. Same old, as we say. Oof. It's your favorite player, Dom. Devontae Adams.
Yeah, let's go.
Devontae Adams on the Raiders full-size replica helmet. Speaking of fantasy, he's a guy that's been really good for fantasy. Actually, he's been a member of the UA fantasy team back-to-back years. 2 years ago, helped get us to 2nd place because he led the league in receiving touchdowns. Last year, not as good. I know,
Not his fault.
underperformed,
Not
but
his fault.
he didn't have a quarterback. He didn't have a very good team around him. That is why Devontae Adams wants Tom Brady out of the booth, back in the huddle. He wants Brady to be the quarterback for the Raiders.
I can see that.
If the Raiders are like in playoff contention about week 8 or 9, Tom Brady might come out of retirement just to make the playoffs with the Raiders.
My guess is either Tom Brady's throwing touchdown passes to Devontae Adams this year or Aaron Rodgers by October.
What about Gardner Minshew?
I think if the Raiders are out of it by the trade deadline, Devontae Adams will be playing in the Meadowlands.
Okay.
I love Devontae Adams. He's a future Hall of Famer.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Yep.
No doubt about it.
And you said it, my current favorite player in football right now. I love him.
He's awesome. I mean, you lead the league in receiving touchdowns with 2 different teams.
Yep.
No, that's pretty impressive.
And everyone's like, oh, he had a down year last year. And like, yeah, it kind of seems like, and then he's had 100 catches, 1,000 yards.
Right?
It's like, man.
Incredible. Just getting home, says from Great Minnesota, sweat together. There you go. My second Devontae LOL, says Mike. Got the Hydro Speed Flex the other day, and it's nice.
There you go, Mike.
Yeah, and, you know, the Hydro Speed Flex is typically cooler, but the Raider lid is so iconic.
Yeah.
You got to have one of the standard Raider lids in your PC, right? It's one of those lids that it's probably top 5, if not top 10 for sure. No, top 10, probably top 5 of best looking standard lids in the game. Iconic stuff. Devontae Adams on this one.
If you have a Raiders lid, Steelers, Cowboys, you never have to worry about them changing up that helmet. That's always going to be the silver and black. The Raiders.
They better not.
Beautiful.
I'll put this one on here for now. Let's give Devontae a little bit of love.
Okay.
Devontae Adams. Again, probably not going to last by the end of the show. I'm going to put Brett Favre front and center here.
Oh, I like that.
There you go, Dom. Just for you, buddy.
Thank you.
Just for you. Turn a piece to everybody here, right? So what are we doing next? More fantasy, maybe? I mean, this is the hot series, guys. 7 entries left into the Ultimate Autographs Fantasy League. Let's not forget the Patrick Mahomes Speed Flex. That's the Super Bowl champion helmet still available. Maybe the best flash in the game, LaDainian Tomlinson for the Chargers. And you could double up with both in the AFC West. We got a Calvin Johnson Salute to Service Speed Flex. Double that up with the Chris Carter in the NFC North. How about the AFC East is probably arguably even better double up than the AFC West. Josh Allen Hydro Speed Flex. Again, the Speed Flexes are the most expensive helmets. They are what most pros wear. They are worth more than a standard authentic. We have this Josh Allen Hydro Flex. Plus, we have the Tom Brady authentic. My favorite visor color. You know me, Dom. I am a sucker for that blue visor.
Yes, sir.
That thing is absolutely terrific on the Josh Allen Hydro Flex. The Brady, by the way, it's not it's a beautiful Patriot lid. We actually have another possibility in the East. Obviously, I'm a best case scenario guy. let me paint a picture in here. What if you get in that quad box and you get the AFC East? You get a Tom Brady Authentic, $2,700 retail value. Randy Moss, if you go to Fanatics.com, about $1,000. Josh Allen, the Hydro Flex, probably in that $1,500 range for that one, give or take. We're looking at between those three guys, those three helmets, we are looking at more than 4,000, more than 5,000 in value if you win all three. I know that 300, what is the exact buy-in? I think it is $384, but $384 or $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for the gamblers out there, and I know that's not likely, but let's just say you get in the quad and you get two of them, then you're still looking at thousands of dollars in value, right?
Yep.
Awesome lids. That Slate Patriot looks super clean. Awesome series right here. So that's a Firebox, says Penny. Yes, sir. And Adrian Gonzalez, we did pull the Reggie Wayne in over the middle. That's the practice squad, right? Over the middle.
Yep.
We do have that series, by the way. I'd get in. There's only 6 boxes left. We have Hines Ward Speedflex, a Dak Prescott full-size replica helmet, and we have a Rome Odunze secondary headliner. So the odds here are really good. So I would recommend getting in over the middle practice squad as well. Brendan Hansen is a Raider fan. A lot of Raider fans in our break room. No doubt about that. We just had Avante Adams. Could be a Bo Jackson lurking somewhere. Tim Brown. You just never know. I'm going to drop this fantasy link in, Dom. 4 to go in the double. I think that's probably going to be our next break.
Yep.
Obviously, we could knock out the practice squad as well. That one is 3 to go. I'll drop that link in as well. All these guys are always looking for what break's going to be next. I want that instantaneous pleasure. Want to see my break right away. These 2 breaks will both probably happen within the next 10 or 15 minutes. If you want to be in a break that'll happen soon, get in there. Otherwise, if you want to be a break that'll break tonight, I would say all the fantasy series. The single, the double, and the quad, all of these will break tonight with Mahomes, with Brady, with 7 entries for our league. That'll be the hot break tonight. We've done 2 quads, that's 8 boxes. A double, that's 10, and a single, 11. That puts us at, 24 boxes left, Dom. 24 boxes left. We have 7 entries, and then we have Tomlinson, Mahomes, Calvin Johnson, Falk, Carter, Allen. That is 1, 2, 3, 6. Henry, 7. Brady, 8. Moss, 9. Saquon, 10. Is that right? 10 headliners left. Plus 7 entries makes it 17 in 24 chance. And then we have some secondary headliners left as well. Antonio Gates, Kurt Warner, Eddie George. The odds are incredible in that series for the fantasy. So, Jay Stacy, we have hundreds of customers every single day. We cannot email everybody anytime the break does not happen. But if you ever want to know if your break happened, all you have to do is get in the chat, drop us a order number. We can look up that break. And I'm going to be honest with you, Jay. There's probably a good chance that the break you're talking about happened late last night.
It did.
It did.
Variety pack.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the variety pack double number 1, and it was won by Craig Crenshaw, both of those items.
Yes. So that break did happen, Jay. So actually, there was nothing to communicate because the order did not carry over. We had a late charge last night. It was looking like we were going to hop off at 9:30, 9:40. We're on to 11:45 at night. So that happens quite a bit. So I would also look at the order numbers. If you're ever watching the show back, I would look at the order numbers of where you're on, and then look at your order number. If the order number is higher than the one that you were on, chances are the break actually happened the previous night. Unfortunately, Jay, you did not win. But, if you're ever wondering what the results are, hop in the chat and ask. Even if you're busy with work, hop in, 30 seconds. We usually answer right away, too. Yep. So we are here to take care of you guys. But, yeah, obviously we cannot email every customer for every break that carries over because, we'd have to be doing hundreds of emails a day, and we are busy people.
Yes, sir.
So let's get that fantasy done, though, Dom. 4 to go, guys. I want to see that fantasy series.
Let's do it, guys. Mahomes, Josh Allen, Tom Brady.
I mean, this is my personal rankings. Obviously, not everyone's going to agree. But I have Josh Allen as my number 2 quarterback in the league today. Where do you put him, Dom? You can disagree.
I mean, I have Joe Burrow number 2, but Josh Allen number 3. I'm a big fan of both of them. I just, I have to see Joe Burrow beat Patrick Mahomes in a big playoff game. I've seen Joe Burrow do it. Joe Burrow is guy just reminds me of Joe Montana for some reason. Just so cool under pressure.
That's a fair comp. I have been going back and forth on these two. I actually had Joe Burrow number 2, and I put Allen 3. I mean, Burrow, if he's healthy, like they're right there.
Yep.
Burrow's been banged up a little bit. I'm just a little bit skeptical. I probably put those guys, flip them 2 and 3. But you can't go wrong with either as far as the best quarterbacks.
Now, who would I rather watch? That's Josh Allen. I think he's box office. He's a gunslinger. And
Josh Allen is so fun to watch.
I love watching him play.
It's a good quarterback series. We have the best quarterback ever, Tom Brady. When it's all said and done, he'll either be number 1 or the guy in the top of the series, Patrick Mahomes, will be 1. 1-2 in autograph value, 1-2 in best quarterbacks ever. They're both available in this series, right? So, I mean, talk about peak talented wide receivers, right? I think Jerry Rice is the cumulative GOAT, but the 2 best receivers I've seen with my own eyes, and the 2 guys that I would say the prime, the peak of their powers, Calvin Johnson, Randy Moss.
Yep.
I mean, that's it, right? Randy Moss, the single season touchdown mark. Calvin Johnson, the single season receiving yard mark. Both of those records have not been broken yet. And you can get that Moss with the Brady in the East and the Josh Allen. Another one of the best receivers ever, Chris Carter in here. It's a loaded series. Derrick Henry, speaking of fantasy football, since 2015, Derrick Henry has the most total touchdowns in the NFL. The great Derrick Henry. So definitely recommend getting that one as well. I was going to say, do we have Bob Boulay in the chat, or it's Alex Telez says, all rise, judge number 49. Hope I beat Bob to it. You did.
You did, yeah.
It must be poker night tonight. Larry Fitz was great as well, Brandon. I actually think Larry Fitz better career than Calvin Johnson. I mean, like if we're talking about like longevity, yeah. Larry Fitz is probably 3rd or 4th on my GOAT receivers. I go Rice 1, Moss 2. Then I'm sitting there debating between T.O. and Larry Fitz.
Prime T.O.
Yeah.
Peak T.O. is awesome.
T.O. in general is awesome. He's 3rd in yards, 3rd in touchdowns.
Let's not forget, just because he's gone off the deep end a little bit, peak Antonio Brown was awesome.
He was awesome. Don't blame Antonio, blame the CTE.
That's true. I'm sorry.
It is real. So we have done 1 jersey break, I believe, sir, Antonio.
Yep. And that was it was Brian Urlacher. I'll tell you one. That was Richie Baxter.
Richie Baxter. So Antonio, you did not win that jersey break. Point of the story is that I mean, look at all the Hall of Fame receivers: Moss, Carter, Johnson, all top 10 guys. Mahomes, Brady. Top 5 quarterbacks: Derrick Henry, LaDainian Tomlinson. 2 of the best backs ever. Marshall Faulk. I mean, if Derrick Henry can put together 4 or 5 good years, he might be a top 10 back of all time. Faulk, Tomlinson already are top 10. So this series is full of the best players to ever play the game, the fantasy series.
Yes, sir.
Megatron says, Verno, that's right. That's right. Antonio says, I'll try again. There we go, Antonio. Never stop trying. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling, baby.
I never heard that song sing in that tune. That's so out of tune before.
I am never in tune, Dom. I am so bad at singing, but I love to do it.
Yeah, I mean,
I am the world's worst singer, but it's always fun to sing personally.
All right. I think we're going to have that double coming up, fantasy football.
Fantasy football double is ready.
There's our guy, Josh.
Josh who?
Andres.
What's up, Josh? Fantasy football double number 2. Go ahead and drop me 2 box numbers.
Josh, you missed out on the Favre, though.
Yes, you did.
So now we got you the Josh Allen.
I always think of this fantasy league. It's like there's so many guys in our chat that I can't imagine like having a fantasy league without them. So it's crazy. And Josh is one of those guys, obviously. So only chance to get in the fantasy series is probably tonight, Tom. There's 7 entries left. Probably all of them will go tonight. So you want to get in the fantasy league, tonight's the night. Trav Fountain says, how much are these breaks and how does this work? So I'm going to drop the live break page link. Trav Fountain. The live breaks differ in price point. You can get in for as low as $27 in a jersey single or as much as $384 in the fantasy football quad break. Now, keep in mind, the quad break has a bunch of sick, authentic helmets. There's a Tom Brady helmet, which is $2,700 retail value. There's a Mahomes Flex worth more than $2K. So there's a lot of great stuff in that series. Obviously, the more you risk, the higher the reward could be. Up to you what you want to risk, right? A lot of great stuff is out there, though, Trav. It's a 1 in 8 chance to win, though, with each spot you buy. It is not guaranteed wins, but all the memorabilia is autographed. All of it is authenticated. All of it is 100% legit here at Ultimate Autographs. So double box coming up in the fantasy. Anthony Serrano, Andrew Webb, Dan Scapetta, Bobby Ward, Michael Roa, and Josh Andres in here. So Bobby wants 12. Thank you, Bobby. I think we just did 12, Bobby. We did. 12 is off the ticker. The numbers are scrolling here. They're about to be coming up here in a little bit. But it looks like we have 1, 2, 4, and 5, 10, 11, 13, 14, 16 through 18, 20 to 23, 25 through 29, 31, and then 33 through 35 in the fantasy. So who's got the numbers? And that next fantasy double is active. And the quad is still open. So Bobby wants 16. 16 we should have. Too bad I didn't pull a lid with the fantasy entry. I was going to ask Dom to sign it. I could sign it and throw it in with the A.J. Brown I pulled earlier. There you go.
So we have 16.
16. So Josh, you were second. You can have 33 or 35. Since Bobby's 16 was first, Josh, which one of those would you like? He says 33. All right, 33 works. We'll get 33 off the ticker here in the fantasy series. You know what I always tell these guys, Dom? I will check out the break page every single night because last night was high roller. Another 6 series tonight in the fantasy series, right? Every night. There's always something good on the page every single night. You guys should always check out that break page. See if there's a big name that you like.
16 and 33?
16 and 33. We got Joe Montana and Roger Craig here. 49ers. So 10 clicks. Dan's got the NFC North. NFC South is Bobby. Andrew Webb, NFC East. Anthony Serrano, NFC West. Andrew's got the AFC North. Josh the South and the East. And Michael the West. All right, box 16 coming up. Box 16 in the fantasy football. This one is heavy. Is it a speed flex? Is it a headliner? Is it a certain guy named Tom Brady, perhaps? Bobby got his Joe Montana signed football. There we go, Bobby. We got ourselves a headliner. This man is a king. He is a king. King Henry. Derrick Henry, that is.
Nice.
The Lunar Authentic, one of the best running backs in the league. You talk about a guy that people say had a down year last year. He had a down year and finished second in the league in rushing yards. Since 2015, no player in the National Football League has more total touchdowns than Derrick Henry. One of the best running backs, one of the best players in the league. Andrew Webb on the Ravens' newest running back. Look for this guy to be a fantasy steal, Tom, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, he's going to be a guy that gets double-digit touchdowns easily. Lamar's a great runner, but near the goal line, they defer to the running back. It's not tush pushes with Jackson. Derrick Henry is going to eat this year.
Say Gus Edwards had 13 touchdowns last year.
If he had 13, I would be shocked if Henry doesn't get at least 15.
Right? I mean, if Gus Edwards...
I think his I stay away from long-term bets, but I think I saw the over-under like 11.5 for Derrick Henry or 10.5 rushing touchdowns. And I can't do that bet just because I can't wait 6 months, Dom.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I'll do like the most I can do is like March Madness, like a month.
Yeah.
But if I were to do a long-term bet, that's the one I would do. Derrick Henry total touchdowns.
Yeah, and there's nothing worse than having that parlay in your slip for a few months and you know it's not going to hit. I have a baseball parlay that I've been looking at since April that has Spencer Strider winning the Cy Young.
Yeah.
And every time you log in and see that bet, it's like...
depressing.
Yeah, it's like... Oh,
yeah, I just don't do those bets personally. But either way, great job, Andrew. Derrick Henry. Let's pull this. Josh Allen, says Josh Andres. Josh for a Josh.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Would you rather have the Josh Allen Speed Flex or the Tom Brady Standard Authentic? Because when it comes to money value, the Brady's actually worth a little bit more. But as far as what helmet looks cooler, Josh Allen looks cooler.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what's better for the PC, right? Because he's also got a chance for the Randy Moss on there as well.
That's one of those where I'll take either one.
Right?
Or both.
Can't go wrong.
Cannot go wrong at all.
All right, I'm going to put this Derrick Henry
AJ?
I'm going to be nice to you. I was going to say, could be AJ or Devontae. We'll do AJ because the Mayfield is very, very nice on the flash.
Yes, sir.
I think AJ's been pulled a lot in the break room last couple of days.
And I have AJ right next to me in the box, so.
Right? That's fair. Makes it nice and easy for you, Dom.
Yes, sir.
I'll just take a W, says Josh. Okay.
Hey.
Well, Derrick Henry in the first box. Let's see what's coming up in the second box. 33 of 35 on the way. That series is pretty cool. I have not seen a bad box yet. If you win, you're going to win something really, really nice. All right, full-size authentic lid coming up. Oh, wow. Well, we're going to take two things off the desk because this one is staying on, baby.
Sorry,
we got ourselves LaDainian Tomlinson
There it is.
on the Charger Flash Authentic. One of the best dual threat running backs. Running, receiving, and what's the saying? And he can pass. Touchdown pass guy. The single season rushing touchdown record holder. He's got the most rushing touchdowns in a season. The second most ever for a career. Michael Roa, AFC West, LT. LaDainian Tomlinson on the Flash Authentic helmet.
I'll take the Devontae off.
With the yellow ink, Dom, this is beautiful LT.
Yes, sir. Man, I love that Flash.
This is one that might survive the night, might not. If it gets between LaDainian Tomlinson and Derrick Henry, LT is going to get the Flash tiebreaker. This is an awesome lid. Let's go, says Mike. Let's go, Mike.
My favorite Charger of all time.
Yeah, mine too. I love LT. Michael Roa. That's nice. LaDainian Tomlinson.
He's still out there at college shooting at TCU helmet.
I know, with the purple visor.
Yes, sir.
That thing is clean.
Has LaDainian Thompson ever played in a not cool helmet?
No.
TCU Chargers?
All the Charger variations are super cool. So the answer to that question, Dom, is no. This is my favorite hit of the night so far. Obviously, you can argue objectively Tomlinson versus Henry versus Brett Favre. But I love the aesthetics of this lid. I'm a Bears fan. This is my top hit of the show so far, LaDainian Tomlinson. Favre might be worth a little bit more. Obviously, this is a matter of personal preference. But this is my top helmet so far, LT. One to go in that diamond quad box, by the way. Yeah. There was a guy in the chat earlier today saying, I'm in the quad alone. I told him it's going to change. The diamond quads have been hot. The diamond quad is going to happen here soon. One lone spot to go. Jeremy Leon got 4 spots in that quad. And I can tell you why Jeremy did this, right? There's only 16 boxes left. Jeremy is a die-hard Charger fan. And as good as this Tomlinson lid is, it's not even the best available Charger in the break room. That would be this one.
Yes, sir.
Look at this Justin Herbert lid. This is an incredible helmet. The Charger and the ripped Oregon Duck helmet. One spot to go in the quad. That'll put us at 12 boxes left. Let's see that J. Herbs, baby. And this is a guy that I think is going to be great with his new coach, Harbaugh.
Yep.
I think it's going to take a couple years. I'm not saying it's going to be this year, just because I think they got rid of a lot of guys, right? Their top 2 receivers. They got rid of their running back. I know he was kind of over the hill a little bit, but they essentially got rid of their 3 best players on offense. It might be a transition year, but they're going to, draft, free agency, trades. They'll get him some receivers in 2-3 years. I would not be surprised if this guy's a top 5 quarterback in the league.
They are my sleeper team this year.
Okay.
In football, there's always teams that, in and out of the playoffs, so someone's got to get in, someone's got to get out. I just think by the process of elimination, I love Justin Herbert as a quarterback. I love Jim Harbaugh as a coach, great quarterback, usually equals wins. They're not going to win a division. That's Patrick Mahomes, but a 10-7, maybe 9-8 sneaking as that 7 seed wild card. I could see that happening. I know you said they lost Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, but I love Harbaugh. He wins football games as a coach.
We'll see what happens. Definitely this helmet is beautiful. Justin Herbert, 1 spot to go in that diamond quad. Let's get that knocked out here next.
Absolutely.
And it's gone. Actually, it's sold out. The diamond quad is coming up. That is on deck. Let's get this fantasy moving even more. 5 to go in the single. The double and quad are open right now, but that is obviously very much subject to change with these 7 entries: Mahomes, Josh Allen, Tom Brady, Randy Moss, Calvin Johnson, Speedflex, Saquon Barkley, all those guys out there in that fantasy series.
All right.
So Diamond Quad is next. Yeah, Josh, that helmet hit different. Josh says, I got my Merino Hydro Speedflex in today, and wow, it is amazing. You'll hear me say this all the time, Josh. The helmets look even better in person. That helmet in particular is one of my favorites. Normally, I'm a chrome guy. Any chrome helmet is my favorite, but that Hydro is cooler than most chromes out there. It was different, as we say. So 4 box numbers, Diamond Quad. Let me know on 4 box numbers, guys.
Just give me once. I'll have that ready for you.
You're good, Tom. And Josh is ready. He is ready to party here. Looks like Josh is coming in hot with 4, 8, 16, and 26.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. I couldn't find the...
Oh, you're good, Dom. So 5 through 7. I will get 8 off the ticker.
I'm scrolling right now.
Yep, 16 as well. And 26.
All right. Just give me a few seconds.
You're good.
Just warming up the stream right now.
Oh, good. I love the diamond quads, right? I mean, unless it's high roller night, in this case, maybe the fantasy series, but I don't know. There's rep helmets in that fantasy series. This is all authentics. This is pretty much the best break in the room that we offer, like on a regular basis, right? Edgerrin James did get pulled, John. That's actually one of the few headliners off the board. I think it's actually the only ones off the board are the ones here. Tomlinson, Favre, Derrick Henry, and Edgerrin James.
Yep.
Here's that edge factor. That one did go, John. Yep. Beautiful helmet, though, on the Salute to Service. He'll be back in the break room, Edgerrin James.
Yep.
Don't worry. We'll have more edge factor at some point soon.
Seen a lot of the edge lately.
That Miami lid I pulled the other day, that was nuts. Yes, the fantasy series is to play in our UA League, where the winner gets a $1,000 gift card. You guys will see it in the listing. Second place gets $500, and third place gets $250. 11 entries in the 35-box series. 4 down, 7 to go, Todd. It's a 12-person league. We are the house is one of the 12 teams. Then we have 11 other customers that get teams with $1,000 on the line, and you don't have to pay a single penny for that, right? We do have a bunch of big names left in this series as well. Like I was just saying, Mahomes Speedflex, Calvin Johnson Speedflex, Marshall Faulk, Chris Carter Authentic Speedflex, Josh Allen, Tom Brady is in this series, Randy Moss, and Saquon Barkley as well. So a lot of goodies, Todd. And by the way, each week you beat us, if you play us, we'll send you a gift card in the amount you beat us by, right? So you beat us by 30 points, you get a $30 gift card, so on and so forth. And Todd, this fantasy series will likely go tonight. Like I said earlier, Dom, the only way the series doesn't go tonight is if we pull all the entries and all the photo headliners, right? There's a chance that there might be like 3 or 4 boxes left with no headliners left, but I anticipate every single authentic photo headliner and every single entry will go tonight. So I would say get in there. And the tickets, by the way, are inside the boxes. It's not like previous series where, Dom, we wait till the end to give away the prizes. Prizes come right away. So if you want to be in the fantasy league, you probably have about the next 2 hours or so to get those orders in, because probably in about 2 hours, Dom, could be even sooner, the entries will be gone.
As fast as it's here, that's as fast as it's gone.
Right? Exactly. All right, quad box coming up. Let's throw these guys in for their spots. Let's get rocking and rolling here in the diamonds. We got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 clicks. Uh-oh. Josh has that Justin Herbert spot.
Uh-oh.
Jeremy, you've got the NFC North and the NFC South. John, you've got the NFC East. Jeremy, the NFC West. AFC North is Kyle. AFC South is Jeremy. Daniel in the AFC East and Josh in the AFC West. He says, give it to me, baby. You can win not only 1 Speed Flex, Josh, with that spot, but maybe 2. There's a Tony Gonzalez Speed Flex out there as well. Not to mention a Bo Nix Authentic, Tom. There's 3 AFC West headliners out there, 2 quarterbacks, 2 Speed Flexes. I would say that spot is loaded. With 16 boxes left, there's a decent chance Josh gets at least one of them here, right?
Yes, sir.
Not a lot of boxes. He's like, forget 1 comment. I'll take any one of them or all of them, perhaps, right? I misread his comment, by the way. I thought he wrote, I'll take all of them. But he's like, I'll take any of them.
Either one.
Either one. Well, we're starting with a John win here. The Flash Authentic for the former Pro Bowler, Eagle superstar Fletcher Cox. A longtime Eagle. This guy is a guy that I call a borderline Hall of Famer, right? His resume is right on that line. Whether he makes the Hall of Fame or not, Fletcher Cox has been a long time great player on that Eagle Flash Authentic.
I think John Gover is Nicholas in the chat. So Nicholas was waiting for that quad to fill out. There you go. Already got 1 victory already.
And Nicholas, I believe, has been in 2 breaks the last 2 nights. He's got 2 wins.
Mm-hmm.
I know he really wanted that J.J. McCarthy last night. Did not get it. Got an Aaron Donald. Now he's got a Fletcher Cox. Obviously, with 1 spot, that is worth it on the authentic helmet.
There you go. Hey, Aaron Donald, one of the greatest defensive players of all time.
All right.
Pretty good hit right there.
Mm-hmm. He likes defensive linemen, apparently, right?
All right.
Defensive lineman going to John. All right, 3 more coming up. It was a 9 in 16 chance at a headliner in this break. It is now a 9 in 15 chance. That means the odds are only getting better here, Dom. Also, 7 in 15 at a photo headliner. All right, box 8 is next. Box 8 coming up. 8 of 30 in the Hail Mary Diamond helmets. Looking for that Herbert Speed Flex. That's the top helmet in here. There's a Tony Gonzalez Flex. A lot of goodies in here. A lot of goodies. Oh my goodness. The top kid in this series, Justin Herbert. Woo! Let's go, Josh Andres.
Josh.
The beautiful light blue face mask with that silver visor. The ripped Oregon and Charger helmet. There he is, Josh. Justin Herbert.
Nice hit, Josh.
As soon as Stevie Cat asks, there it is. Only guy with more passing yards per game in NFL history is Patrick Mahomes. Think about that. I know it's the modern era. I know the Chargers throw the ball a lot.
Yep.
But if you're number 2 behind Patrick Mahomes on a list, you're pretty darn talented.
I would say so. Man.
I love this helmet.
What a beautiful. Look at the face mask. The chrome baby blue.
Right?
The powder blue, I should say. Sorry, Charger fans. Awesome hit. I love the Oregon in the bag. Justin Herbert. Man,
spin this
Josh.
around. Yeah, this helmet is going to be on the table the whole night. No doubt about it. Probably the big show. But this one is going to survive the whole show. The great Justin Herbert.
Nice hit, Josh Andres.
All right. Oh, Josh is back. He cleaned house last night. I think that was 2 nights ago, but I mean, I'm losing track. Josh cleans house a lot of nights. Great job there on the Justin Herbert.
Always like to see a Packer fan win.
All right. Well, I guess. I like Josh.
We got him on tape saying right, guys.
He's cool for a Packer fan, I guess. So very, very cool on Herbert. I would say, like, High Roller Night was different last night. But if you take out the High Roller Night, because those helmets are the whole nother level, I'd argue that Josh has won the 3 best-looking helmets the last 3 days, right? He had the Peyton Manning Lunar Speed Flex with the blue clouds coming out, the blue visor. He got that insane Dan Marino Hydro Speed Flex. And now he gets the Justin Herbert. I think he got the Manning. If not, he won something else cool.
The Marino on the High Roller last night?
All right?
Love that Marino.
So sounds like Josh says no to the trade. That is a PC for sure. Stevie Cat loaded with awesome helmets. Yep. We have a Tom Brady Authentic in that fantasy series. There's a Patrick Mahomes Speed Flex in the fantasy series. There's a Tony Gonzalez Speed Flex in these diamonds. There's the Hines Ward Speed Flex in the practice squad. That fantasy series, by the way, not only is it a Mahomes Speed Flex, Calvin Johnson Speed Flex, Josh Allen Speed Flex, the Slate Randy Moss. I would head to the fantasy series. Mm-hmm. That's where I would head ASAP. And we have 7 entries left in the UA Fantasy League. The winner of the league gets a $1,000 Ultimate Autographs gift card. $1,000.
Yes, sir.
That's a lot of break spots.
Yes, sir.
A lot of break spots.
And you can win a Speed Flex just like Josh.
All right.
Josh, hopefully you keep that winning energy and save it for our Packers during the season. Go Pack-O.
I don't know if I could say the same sentiments, Dom.
Oh, man.
Yeah. This helmet, though. Wow.
I can't stop looking at the face mask. I love that chrome powder blue face mask. That thing's awesome.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Normally, too, with Josh of late, it's been like he's gotten the best helmets, but he's had to wait till the last break or 2 in the series. Tonight, his first break in the diamonds gets it immediately. So maybe, Josh, this might be your lucky night tonight. Might be the lucky night for Josh. 26 is coming up next in the Hail Mary. 26 out of 30. What do we got coming up next? Oh, boy. Oh, boy, Dom.
Uh-oh.
Is this what I think it is? It is what I think it is. How about this one, Josh Andres? Back-to-back speed flexes.
Oh, man.
Tony Gonzalez on the slate.
Let's go.
With this beautiful yellow visor. Probably the best tight end of all time. Most receiving yards, most catches ever for a tight end. Beautiful, beautiful helmet. Not bad for a former college basketball player and a Miami Heat Summer League star, Tony Gonzalez. So Josh is normally the guy that buys 3-4 spots. He only bought 1 spot, $348. You look at these 2 lids, we're looking at north of $2K in value combined, Herbert and Tony Gonzalez. That is money well spent. Josh Andres, he says, oh, baby. He's like, it's been a perfect night already. It just got better. Tony G in the house.
That a boy, Josh.
Sometimes it's your night, says Sean. Congrats, Josh. Well deserved. Yes, indeed. Tony Gonzalez.
The break room gods. Sometimes, you play a lot, and sometimes the break room gods, they reward you.
So, sometimes, you miss out on headliners. You don't always win. You stay patient. It comes back around, right? Comes back around.
For Josh, Josh buys multiple spots and breaks, always, positive energy. So it's nice 1 spot, Josh doubling up.
Yeah, it's it's
Bo
different.
If it's Bo Nix comes out, he could win the Bo Nix too.
That's insane. We could probably slide in 6. We could make enough room. Probably Edrin James is next off. But for now, we can fit all 6 of these. Given with what's in play tonight, I kind of think that, Edrin James definitely will not make it. I don't know about the other ones. They're all kind of in limbo. Probably Favre would be the first one of those three because we don't get him as often.
I'll allow it.
Derrick Henry, I think, is toast. He's going to live for now.
Yeah.
But I think he'll be toast by night's end. Josh is actually Nate Alberts in disguise, says George. Maybe. I would believe that. Actually, I don't know, though, because Josh likes to give room for the other guys. Nate was an all-8 spot guy. Josh is like a 4-spot guy. But I don't know. I'm not sure. One more box coming up here.
Either way, whatever Josh is doing, it's working.
It's working. It is working. We are going to split up the Josh streak, but we are not going to stop with headliners. How about TJ Watt on the Flash Authentic? The Steelers superstar, the best defensive player in the NFL, Kyle Hummel, 3 times led the league in sacks. Nobody's ever led the league in sacks 3 times except for TJ Watt. Should have been Defensive Player of the Year last year. Highway robbery. Beautiful helmet, though, Kyle. TJ Watt.
Very nice.
So there you go. Josh, I can stop punching my neighbor's tree now. I'm happy for you, says Eric. Eric he's a fan.
What's going on?
I don't know. Does he punch the trees out of happiness when Josh wins or anger when he loses?
Gotta hurt either way.
That sounds awful there, Eric. Awesome. Finally, says Kyle. That's right, Kyle. Great job, buddy. TJ Watt on the Flash Authentic.
Very nice. I have a parlay for him. I know you don't like the future bets, but I already got a couple future parlays.
Of course you do.
TJ Watt, popular pick in my betting slip right now for Defensive Player of the Year.
It's a good one.
He's third, 750.
If I were to do it, that's who I would bet on.
They have Parsons, Myles Garrett, and then TJ Watt. I like the value for TJ right there.
I like it as well. Like the helmet, like the player, like the value, like the diamonds, right? Very, very cool. So
that was a great quad right there.
That was a great quad. Speaking of great quads, 3 spots to go in the Fantasy Series quad.
Mm-hmm.
So Jason putting the trade offer in. Edgerrin James, salute the service for Watt. I don't know. Kyle sounded pretty pumped to win that one. So, but never hurts to try, right? Always shoot your shot, as we say here in the break room. Never hurts to try. So Fantasy Series is probably coming up. 2 to go in that quad. I'll drop that link in.
1 to go now.
1 to go. So it's going quick. I would get the spot if you can. If not, get in the next one, right?
I mean, guys, how do you watch that quad and not get on that fantasy football, especially with Josh Allen, Speedflex, Tom Brady still available? You could do what Josh did right there and double up.
Just so much good stuff available, guys. The heat never stops in this break room. Never, ever stops.
And I think we just closed. Yeah, Brian.
Brian closed it. All right, Fantasy Quad coming up. Fantasy Quad number 3. Go ahead and drop me 4 box numbers. I think I'll make your life easy. I'll put the TJ away. I could easily replace... I mean, I could replace Edgerrin James if I want to.
Up to
but
you.
I don't know how far Edgerrin James is. You want to replace Edgerrin James?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, that's Derrick Henry. We'll put this in instead of Edgerrin James. I mean, I think it's a formality. I think TJ is not going to make the final cut, but we'll give him a little love.
Yeah.
And we can put Edge Factor away. That was one of the first helmets pulled here. Need 4 numbers in the quad, guys. It is John, Jeremy, George, Andrew, and Brian in here. Fantasy Football Quad Box Break number 3. The 3rd quad. They've all been great so far, that's for sure. Have not missed yet in the series. And we do have a double in this series as well. And we do have a single, which is getting close. 5 spots to go in the single. So I'll give you guys about 30 seconds here on the box number. 4 box numbers, actually. If I don't have them in 30 seconds, I will go to the wheel. So
I'll just say this about the wheel. Has not been picking too many headliners for this fantasy football.
Not tonight. I think Josh just called out the numbers for all the bad luck he had earlier this week. Josh got himself 2 speed flexes with the numbers. So it varies, Dom. Some nights the wheel is hot. Some nights the customers are hot. Tonight it's been all about that box number mojo. But I was going to say this will be the 3rd quad. That's 12 boxes. We did 2 doubles. That's 16. We did a single that's 17. There will be only 18 boxes left after this one. So after this break, only 18 to go in the series. And those 18 will probably fall in the next about hour and a half. I would be shocked if this series is left by 10 o'clock, Dom. Which means that you guys have 90 minutes, maybe less, to get in this fantasy series. To get yourself a Mahomes, get yourself a Brady or Josh Allen. Time is precious, as we say. And my time is precious as well. Gave these guys plenty of time on these box numbers. We are going to the wheel. Once the wheel is up, all box numbers are closed. No one can call out numbers. So I guess I'm pulling up the wheel, Dom. 1 through 35. Wheel is spinning. All 4 numbers will be chosen by the wheel. All right, 27. 27, which I think is left. I do see 27 on my ticker. All right, let me spin this again. Looks like 20. 20 is left as well. I'll get 20 off the ticker. 2 more. We got my favorite number 8, which we did do. The closest one I think is 10. I see 5 and 10, so I think it should be 10 here, right? So 10 is coming off. And then one more number. The 4th and final box number in the quad for the fantasy series. How about 32? 32, I think, is gone. I believe 31 is the closest. I don't see 33, so it'll be 31. I go with the exact number it lands on the wheel. If we don't have that number available, we go with the closest number available. If there's 2 numbers equidistant, then I spin the wheel between those 2 numbers. So quad box coming up. John down to Brian. Good luck, guys, in the fantasy series. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 clicks. All right, Jeremy, you've got the NFC North and the NFC South. Oh, if I could copy and paste, let me get that list copied over again. All right, here we go. Jeremy in the NFC North and the South. John Crow, NFC East. George, you've got the NFC West. Jeremy Leon, AFC North. Andrew Webb, AFC South. Brian Maresca in the East, and Jeremy's got the AFC West. Looking for Mahomes, perhaps. Brian's looking for Brady. A lot of options in this break. A lot of entries left as well.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what I'd rather have, to be honest, because if you win the entry, you get to be part of our league for the whole year, and you get the item as well. I mean, Mahomes, Brady, they are going to be back in the break room, although obviously it's a 35-box series. Only one winner gets it. So I don't know what I'd rather have, right? I mean, if we're talking about like secondary headliners, I'd rather have the entry. If we're talking about Mahomes or Brady or the entry, that gets tough, right? Needless to say, if you win in this series, you will not be disappointed.
Why not both? Get in a quad, get in a double, win the Brady or the Allen, and then win your spot for the fantasy football.
That's true.
Can't go wrong. I'm going to count how many boxes.
That is possible. It should be 18 left if my math is good. My math is suspect sometimes, Dom, but should be 18 left. 7 entries left, Drew. 4 down, 7 to go.
Give your math teacher a raise.
18?
Yes.
18 boxes left. Now, it is technically 22 with the 4 we're about to do, but there will be 18 left after these 4 boxes. Here's a terrific start. It does not have an entry. It does not have a headliner as well, but man, this is a nice lid. Hines Ward, full-size rep, the 4-time Pro Bowl wide receiver, 1,000 career catches. Last week, you and I looked it up. His last catch for -3 yards, Dom.
Hey, by any means necessary.
Right? Hines Ward, all-time great blocker, great leader, great person, great hit, Jeremy, on the Hines Ward.
That Hines Ward is sweet, but you know what's better than that? A Hines Ward Speed Flex still out there in the practice squad.
With only 6 boxes left.
There you go.
So that's one I presume we could knock off I mean, we could knock it off now, but I'm guessing it's probably going to be maybe after the fantasy series because these guys are always looking something to chase. I think the fantasy football will be hot the rest of the night. We get that cleared out in the next hour or so, Dom. Maybe we turn our attention to the practice squad, which has only 6 boxes left.
Let's do it.
Ronnie's in the chat asking for a fantasy single. Boy, it would be fun having Ronnie in the league. Last year he was in the league. There was a lot of smack talk going on.
Now, Ronnie.
Ronnie was the most fun personality that's ever been in the UA Fantasy
Now
League.
I believe that.
He was something else last year. What's up, Kramer? He says, not much. Just craming on along. Joe spoke facts. That's right. I mean, there is interest in the fantasy single, Ronnie. It's only 5 to go. So that break will happen. I'd get your spot in there right now, right? Mm-hmm. That spot will happen in Salurkin, in Sulaco.
And we have not pulled Ron Jeremy yet, before you ask.
Yes.
Yeah, we've not pulled him yet.
The no Ron Jeremy item that was pulled in the variety pack late last night. It was UA After Dark, right? Mm-hmm. So that was a nice little hidden gem last night, Ronnie. Hopping in, says Ronnie.
Vernell, I just saw Vernell's question. Practice squad. I got you for 2 in the double and 1 in the single, Vernell.
There you go. I've been calling him Verno, but let me know if it's Vernell or Verno. Hopefully I haven't butchered it.
I probably butchered it. I'm sorry.
Well, we have a fantasy entry coming up.
There we go.
Fantasy football entry. Ronnie says was watching him earlier. Great guy. Exactly. That's exactly it. I mean, I'm sure he's a nice guy. I'm sure he's a nice guy. Cool, says Verno. Very cool indeed. Ooh, this is a cool helmet. This is a cool helmet. Oh, Jeremy. You got yourself another receiver. How about Chad Johnson?
Ooh, he was on the top 10 divas.
Of course, where was he at?
I think he was top 5.
That makes sense.
He was, either 5 or 4.
He was quite the diva, quite the touchdown celebration guy. Mm-hmm. Hines Ward, now this beautiful Chad Johnson alternate replica helmet. 6-time Pro Bowler, more than 11,000 receiving yards. Again, he's a guy that's on the edge of Hall of Fame or not.
Yep.
But Jeremy's got Hines Ward. Now he's got this beautiful lid, and he's got a fantasy league entry, Jeremy Leon.
Remember when he wore on the sidelines the coat, future Hall of Famer? He had that gold jacket.
We pulled that in the break room.
He was such a fun player, Chad Johnson.
So fun to watch.
He's one player I wouldn't mind having on a pylon because he had the famous celebration where he was putting the football with the pylon.
I love that.
He was so good, Chad Johnson. Fun player, man.
He's got the best touchdown celebration consistently of all the guys ever. I like the Joe Horn phone, but I think Chad Johnson's had at least 3 or 4 you remember, right?
Yep.
It was never a dull moment.
He had the score against the Bears. He had the little Irish jig that he was doing in the end zone.
I love it. I love Bengal Helmet says, I'm going to call him Vern because that's what he says. Vern is good.
Fair enough.
All right, Vern, like Vern Lundquist. Mm-hmm. So I have that jacket, says Drew. He won it in the break room.
Nice, yeah.
I probably pulled it for you, Drew. I know we've had it a couple times. I know I've pulled at least 2 of those in my break room career.
When did we have that?
It was in a practice squad as a filler.
Ooh.
It was outrageous, Dom. I was like, this is a practice squad filler?
Was I here?
No, it was a Wednesday afternoon with Sir Alex Tellez.
I was going to say, 'cause that's something that I really liked.
Yeah, it was so cool. The Hines Ward, let me see. Did I put it away?
I might have.
I have it here. I'll show it real quick. It's a standard Hines Ward, Jason. Who's Jeremy's team? Jeremy is a Charger fan. So if you have any good Chargers, maybe I don't know, what would be a good equivalent? Keenan Allen on a Charger lid for Hines Ward.
Yep.
Something like that. Maybe Antonio Gates. Here's that Hines Ward lid. It's a standard Steeler rep, but it is very, very nice.
Antonio Gates in our fantasy football series. Maybe work out a trade there.
Right? I'll send it to you, Dom, says Drew. He's sending you the jacket or a picture of it?
Or a picture is fine.
If he's sending you the jacket, that's awfully nice.
No, that Drew, he earned that jacket.
Oh, man. That was cool. That was a very cool jacket, to say the least.
I've just always been a Chad Johnson fan as a kid. He's just a fun player.
Chad Johnson. I really liked his World Cup coverage. They had Chad Cinco, the top 5 plays of the World Cup. Mm-hmm. Going into the World Cup, Chad Johnson said that Ronaldo was the GOAT. He walked out and said, I was wrong. Messi's the GOAT. And I was like, yes, Chad, let him know.
I seen a video today with Chad Johnson, a fan. I don't know if he was at the Fanatics thing last week or just at a convention, but a fan brought him McDonald's.
Yeah, because he loves McDonald's.
And he loves, he told the fan, he goes, when this is done, I'm taking you to the strip club with me.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go to the boom boom room with Chad.
James Harden was probably there, too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Probably. So, there you go. Oh, Eric has a good feeling Josh has more bangers coming his way, encouraging Josh to get in the breaks. Boy, Eric's doing my job for me.
Yeah.
Be careful. Matt might try to hire Eric instead of me, Tom. We wouldn't want that. We wouldn't want that.
Uh-oh.
All right. Congrats there, Jeremy. You're in the fantasy league. You got 2 helmets already. And there's 2 more boxes coming up. And Jeremy's got a bunch of spots, including the Patrick Mahomes Speedflex spot.
I was going to say, any more quiet Sunday nights, Eric might be our Sunday night host.
Right? Oh, don't say that. I got a full-size replica helmet, but this one, Dom, does not have an entry in it. Oh, it's the retro Ram lid. How about it? George Dredge, Kurt Warner.
Nice.
One of my favorite players of all time. Love the retro Kurt Warner, 2-time league MVP, a Super Bowl MVP. He's #1 all time in playoff passing yards per game and playoff passing touchdowns per game, Kurt Warner. Awesome helmet there, George. Love the Kurt Warner.
The crazy thing about Kurt Warner is he had 3 Super Bowl championships. It wasn't for 2 of the greatest Super Bowl plays of all time. Obviously, we all think of Adam Vinatieri making that big kick to start the Patriots dynasty, and then Roethlisberger to Holmes, one of the greatest throws and catches of all time.
And I probably have him right on my top 10 quarterback list. I think a lot of people would have him in the top 10 had he won those 2 Super Bowls, right?
Yeah. I have Kurt, outside of my top 10, but he's a great player. 2-time MVP. Only a few guys can say that.
I think you look at the prime of his career, he's definitely top 10.
Yeah.
He just, spent a lot of time not being the starter because he started a little bit later, Northern Iowa guy, not a prospect really at all.
Yep.
But you look at the peak of his career, definitely top 10. Overall resume, he's right in that mix, whether he's top 10 or not. But love Kurt Warner. This was my second favorite quarterback as a kid behind Peyton Manning. Part of that best offense, greatest show on turf. Terrific lid, George Dredge.
There was a 3-year stretch where Kurt Warner was the best quarterback in football.
No doubt about it.
So,
no
yeah,
doubt about
awesome hit right there.
And he was really good with the Cardinals
Yep.
as well.
Yep.
So played for 2 good teams. I'm gonna put this on the desk. It's something different.
One of the issues that he had with the Rams later on was they said he had a really bad concussion and post-concussion syndrome. And back then, 20 years ago, we weren't so aware about concussions that we were. So that's why Kurt Warner, it seemed like it ended fairly quickly in St. Louis for him.
Right?
Kurt.
I think if you're gonna feed him, but otherwise TJ, I think we get TJ a lot.
We can Kurt's probably the next guy that we pull. We'll do TJ. Sorry, TJ.
I just like to have different helmets on there. Mix it up. I don't care about the Rep Authentic. They look the same on the display down. Everyone's like, Rep Authentic. I was like, they're cool helmets. They look the same in the hit video.
I love that helmet.
A bunch of Speed Flexes left, Pat Rich. We have Speed Flexes left in the Fantasy Football Series. Patrick Mahomes, Calvin Johnson, Josh Allen, a.k.a. all 3 left. We have in the Vault, Brian Dawkins, Troy Polamalu, Speed Flex. We have ourselves in the Practice Squad, a Hines Ward Speed Flex. We have in the College, a Josh Allen Speed Flex. We just pulled the 2 Speed Flexes in the Diamonds, but there's a ton of Speed Flexes left, right? A lot of them. And how about this? George already has a Kurt Warner Cardinal lid. Now he's got the Ram. He's got the whole Kurt Warner for the PC.
Gotta get the Giants.
That one would be a little bit harder to get.
The Packers.
That would be almost impossible.
Northern Iowa. Or the grocery store that he worked at.
Hy-Vee, baby. Hy-Vee's finest. All right. We have our 4th helmet here, actually. The final helmet in the Fantasy Football Quad Box. And what's that saying, Tom? Save the best for last. How about Tom Brady, baby? Woo! The Tom Brady Patriot Authentic. This bad boy glistens.
Sorry, Kurt.
$2,700 helmet right here. AFC East, Brian Maresca. You've got the GOAT, Tom Brady.
I'm guessing Kurt was going to get
That's right. That's fine. You can do Kurt. I love this lid right here, Brian. Yeah, that's fine. It could be Kurt, could be Henry, but
Henry.
I mean, they're not going to survive. We're fine.
Okay.
We have more stuff coming up.
I just figured Kurt Warner, Tom Brady. Maybe Kurt's like, oh, this guy beat me already.
Right? I don't want to be in here anymore. No, I mean, it's the quarterback theme here. Herbert, Favre, Brady. But awesome stuff. You want to Kurt?
Yeah.
All right, because we got Henry a lot.
Yeah, it's the quarterbacks.
Nice hit, says Josh. About dang time, says Brian. Yes, indeed, there. Tom Brady. That is probably the helmet that's worth the most. The Mahomes Speed Flex is very, very close in value. I know everyone's always looking for Speed Flexes, but a standard Tom Brady helmet is worth more than about 95, 96% of Speed Flexes because of who he is, right? It's Tom stinking Brady, man. 7-time champ. At the current moment, the undisputed GOAT. I mean, obviously you can argue Mahomes might pass him, but if Mahomes retired today, Brady's the GOAT. I mean, Mahomes has to be really, really good in his 30s and early 40s maybe. Got to stay healthy. I'm a Mahomes guy. I'm an optimist. I think he can pass Tom Brady, but he's got a lot of work to do, Dom. That's for sure.
Just think about 10 years ago, someone would have told you Tom Brady would have been a 7-time Super Bowl champion.
That's crazy.
Impossible.
That's crazy. He never three-peated, though. That's what Mahomes is going for this year.
Yeah.
So Brady's off the board. Mahomes is still out there. We have the Mahomes Speed Flex in this series, and we have a Mahomes Standard Authentic in the vault. Come and get Patty. That might be next. He says, my only break, says Brian, I would love to do the UA Fantasy Football League, but getting a Brady, I'll take it, right? Yeah, I would take a Tom Brady, too. I would not be upset with the Tom Brady lid. No doubt about that. So 18 of these left. We had was that the 5th entry for Jeremy? How many have we had so far? I guess we can look together. Did you put Jeremy in here, Dom?
For the entry, not yet.
Okay, so Dom will put Jeremy in this list. Actually, I think you did put him in. He's here. So Jeremy was the 5th entry.
I thought you meant he won again.
Yeah, it was the one from earlier this break.
Okay.
So we have 5 entries that are gone, which means that the final 18 boxes have 6 entries left. It's a 1 in 3 chance at an entry. But get this, Dom. We have a Patrick Mahomes Speed Flex, a Calvin Johnson Speed Flex. There's a Marshall Faulk Authentic, a Chris Carter Authentic, a Josh Allen Hydro Speed Flex. There's a Randy Moss Slate. And there's a Saquon Barkley Eagles lid. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 authentic headliners left. 6 entries makes it 13 in the final 18 boxes. And we still have an Eddie George and Antonio Gates. So that means 15 of the 18 boxes left are either a photoed headliner, an entry, or a secondary headliner. 15 out of 18. So there's 3 that are going to walk away with not one of those. 15 of the 18 will have an entry, a photoed headliner, or a secondary headliner. The photoed headliners, right? Mahomes Flex, Calvin Johnson Flex. We have the Josh Allen Flex, Chris Carter, Marshall Faulk, Randy Moss, Saquon Barkley. Besides being amazing players, what else do they have in common? All of these are authentic helmets. There is some reps mixed in, but all these photoed headliners that are left are all authentic. 18 boxes left. These will not last long. 49 people watching. Let's get this closed up ASAP, right?
Let's say Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, Hydro Flex. So jersey break is coming up next. Jersey single number 2. Drop me a box number.
I know we still have that personal. I forget who it is if they're watching.
Yeah, if you're watching, let us know on that personal for the jersey break.
It's going to be
we got Chris. We got Jeremy, David, Lee, Taylor, and Sean in here. Lee Webb, brand new customer. And so, Dom, I'm looking at the desk. I'm like, we got to make room for Mahomes. We got to make room for a Josh Allen Speed Flex. We got to make room for a Calvin Johnson Speed Flex. Those 3 are coming out. We pull Tomlinson a lot, even though it's a flash. He's probably out.
Yeah.
Kurt Warner's going to be out. I don't know about Brett Favre.
It's fair. It's fair.
Brett Favre might not. I told you.
I had my fun.
He might not make it.
I had my fun. I appreciate it. Brett, they don't feel about you the way I do.
I mean, over Falk, Carter, I would say. Maybe over Moss, just because we see Moss a lot more.
You know, I will say this. It is a fantasy football series. Brett Favre, when I think of fantasy football, running backs, wide receivers, guys like LaDainian Thompson won some guys, fantasy leagues. Marshall Falk won some fantasy leagues. Randy Moss. I remember Saquon Barkley, his rookie year. I drafted him. He was awesome his rookie year.
It's tough to beat a speed flex.
That is true.
The only way, I mean, if you're Tom Brady, like Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes are shoo-ins on a non-speed flex. If you're not those two guys, you might have a hard time getting in the hit video if you're not a speed flex, right? Mm-hmm. All right, no numbers for the jersey. The vault has 2 speed flexes, Pat Rich. Brian Dawkins speed flex and Troy Polamalu speed flex, but neither one is worth as much as the Patrick Mahomes standard authentic. So the most valuable item left in the vault is actually the Patrick Mahomes. So, I mean, Mahomes and Brady are virtually a speed flex, Tom, right? Mm-hmm. They're actually better than a speed flex. Again, their market value on a standard authentic is worth more than almost all speed flexes.
Welcome back, Pat Rich. Good to have Pat back in the break room.
Yeah, what's up, Pat? What's going on, brother? Hope all is good. Jersey break coming up. No box numbers. We'll do the jersey break, then we'll do the jersey personal. And then by then, Dom, I do imagine that we're going to have some fantasy.
2 spots from the single guys.
Is Ronnie in there?
Not yet. No, we do have a practice squad double coming up, though, right now.
Oh, practice squad double is sold out.
John just, someone just closed us out. Just got the order.
Oh, Taylor 13. Boy, that was like right at the same time as I pulled up the wheel. Let me look real quick. I'm gonna play this by the book, Dom. Was the wheel up first or was 13 out first? Because that was as tight as it gets. Let's see here. If the 13 flashed first, or if the wheel flashed first. Because we do have a rule, and we're very, very strict on this rule, just because this is what happens all the time, Dom. Someone says, well, had you done that number, we would have done this box. I would have won this helmet. I would have won this jersey. So I want to give this a nice little peek here. Oh, that's right when I pulled up the wheel. So let's see. What was first, the number in the chat, or was it the wheel?
Let me see.
I think it's going to be the wheel. Yeah, wheel was first. All right, wheel was up. That is in the rule page. If you don't call out the number by the time the wheel is up, we go with the wheel.
Ruling stands.
So the ruling stands, box 4 on the wheel. So it'll be box 5.
Play on the field is confirmed.
Play on the field is confirmed. I call this the Ronnie and Salako rule, by the way. This rule was sparked by Ronnie and Salako. Had we stuck with the number we had, Ronnie would have won a Brian Dawkins speed flex. Ronnie was understandably furious, and I don't blame him one bit, Dom. So ever since Ronnie did that, we called it the Ronnie and Salako rule. Once the wheel is up, numbers are final. If you are 1/100th of a second late, you're too late, right? Because all the box numbers influence everything else that happens in the break.
I would say one thing we do a good job as hosts, we give enough time for anyone to call box numbers.
Oh, I gave him plenty of time. That was like 3 to 4 minutes there. Plenty of time.
Especially you and me, because I know we're the same. We both we like the box numbers.
I love the box numbers. Yeah, I'm all about the box numbers. So let's get these guys set up here. So let's see it. There we go, George. His grandson's team is up 34-6 in the 4th.
There you go.
1 catch for 20 yards, a strip sack, a fumble recovery, along with 7 tackles.
Hell yeah.
I love that, George.
Get that kid on the Cowboys.
He is a big deal. We got 6 clicks. We got ourselves 7 clicks. I believe it's 10, Dom. 10 clicks. Taylor says all good. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that Taylor knew the rules, because Taylor is probably new. I don't recognize that name, Taylor. What's the squad, Taylor? I know Lee is new, Lee Webb. Brand new in the break room. Let us know your team as well. So David's got the NFC North, Taylor NFC South, Lee NFC East, Jeremy NFC West, AFC North, AFC South, Sean in the AFC East, and Taylor in the AFC West. And then we do have a practice squad double on deck. God. I was thinking to myself, like, can we leave off a speed flex? But Hines Ward, we did him on a speed flex earlier this week. It's like, that might be the one. This right here, I mean, if it wasn't for so many speed flexes tonight, I might be tempted to put this in the hit video. This is how good this is. This is either the best or the second best jersey in the series, depending on, maybe third, depending on what you like. It's one of those top 3 you see up there. I think it's the best kit in the series, personally.
Knowing you, I know you're a big Tua fan.
I am a huge Tua fan.
But you're a big Tyreek Hill fan, the Cheetah.
Yes.
So I'm going to go Cheetah.
It's Tyreek Hill.
All right. See,
Tyreek Hill on the Dolphin jersey. That is Sean Hunstock. And a perfect example. Had we switched the box number, Sean would have watched the break. He would have said, well, the wheel picked that one first. I would have won Tyreek Hill. Well, guess what, Sean? You won the Tyreek Hill. How about that? NFL leader in receiving yards last year, receiving touchdowns, the fastest player in NFL history for me, Tyreek Hill. Awesome job there, Sean. The best receiver in the league, Tyreek Hill.
Very nice.
And I'm all about what the young generation likes. My girlfriend works with kids. She has a lot of football fans, and she tells me the most popular football player among the young kids, not Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill.
All right.
This is it. And you look at the NFL peers, voted #1 by the NFL Top 100. This is the most popular player in the National Football League.
Yes, it is.
Patrick Mahomes is the best player. Tyreek Hill is the most popular. In 10, 15, 20, 30 years, when the kids today are collectors, they're going to want a Tyreek Hill.
Busy on the field and off the field.
Yes.
Father of what, 10, Tyreek Hill?
Gosh, he's a father of a lot.
Yeah, the Cheetah, but love watching. He's a future Hall of Famer.
No doubt about it. Retired tomorrow, he's in the Hall of Fame. Tyreek Hill jersey. That's nice. There is great hits inside every series. You hear me say that the best series are the diamonds, the fantasy series, the vault, the high-end stuff, the authentic helmets, but there is not a single bad box we offer. Every single series in the room is full of big names, Hall of Famers, modern stars, the best of the best in the break room. I mean, we're seeing it. Tyreek Hill, Justin Herbert, Tom Brady, LaDainian Tomlinson, Tony Gonzalez, Brett Favre, Kurt Warner. I mean, there's a Derrick Henry that got booted off the desk. A TJ Watt got booted off the desk. We are pulling the best of the best here in the break room, and it never, ever stops,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Shane says, definitely getting in one of these soon, just trying to learn how it all works. Yeah, that's the best way to learn, right? Watching, Shane. You watch the breaks, you learn, and then you kind of see what's going on, then you pick the time to jump in, right?
I will send you a link. There is a video on our Live Breaks page called the Live Breaks Explainer. It's in the top right corner. I sent the link in the chat right there. So, Shane, if you want to check out that video as well, but Kamen just said the best way to learn is to check us out and just learn on the fly. Watch us.
And that same video is basically the intro we have. You can also rewind the beginning of the show and watch the first 2 minutes, and it'll kind of explain everything that we do. That is for sure. So more breaks coming up, more chances to learn. Practice Squad Double is on deck. So Practice Squad Double #1. If I could type here, go ahead and drop me 2 box numbers. We got Sean, we got Daniel, we got Vern, as we call him now. We got Jason Modrew and Josh Andres. Josh is going low here. He's going to go as low as we can go. 1 and 2.
All right, I can count that high.
He's like, I want a luau. How low can you go? 1 and 2.
I appreciate Josh getting box numbers I can count to.
Exactly. It's always good when Dom doesn't have to think.
Once it gets past 10, it gets iffy.
When Dom has to think, we get worried. I know Dom's grandma's watching right now. She's like, oh, don't make my grandson think.
Don't make him think. She's getting. So you don't like it when he thinks.
No, you will not like it.
I'm like a Hulk. I don't get angry. I get when I have to think.
Right. So Sean all the way down to Josh. We got 10 clicks coming up. Sean was on fire last night. It was late last night. We cleared out the high roller. The variety pack was the hot series, and Sean kept on winning. I believe Sean got that triple signed Brett Favre, Joe Montana, and Peyton Manning helmet.
Damn.
And he got it with one spot. He won something else in that break, too. He had 2 W's in the final quad, including the best of the bunch.
Such an awesome helmet.
That was so cool. The triple signed Hall of Fame quarterback helmet.
3 of the greatest quarterbacks of all time on the same helmet.
So good.
I mean, Montana and Peyton, they're on the Mount Rushmore.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So we got 10 clicks here. Sean up top in the NFC North. We got Josh in the NFC South. It's Jason in the NFC East. Vern's got the NFC West. Daniel Dredge In that Heinz Ward Speedflex spot, AFC North, Josh in the South and East, and Vern, you've got the AFC West. I like that. Vern. He's like, just call me Vern, baby. Whoa,
I like it.
Whoopsie.
Easy, Robbie.
Easy, right? I have this thing I do on about closing doors. I'm never like gentle.
Yeah.
And I have a meeting with our bosses, essentially, our owner and our GM, Matt and Jeff, on Mondays. I always slam the door. They probably walk out thinking I'm mad. I was like, I did it on an accident.
I'm always a very paranoid person, and every time I'm in an Uber and I slam the door, the first thing I'm like, I hope I didn't slam it too hard or I think I'm mad at them.
Yeah, right?
So,
We got ourselves... Do you like that game where those yellow things try to eat you up and down? Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay, that's my line with this guy. Was that you or was that Colin?
That was me. But
that
you
was
were
you.
like, do you like the guy who chases like fruit around? And I'm like, who is that? I'm like, Theron Cherry? And I'm like, no, he like eats fruit. And I'm like, a lot of people eat fruit. I don't know.
Right. We got Pac-Man.
There you go.
Pac-Man Jones, baby. The former Pro Bowler. He was a really good punt returner, good defensive back. That's a filler hit for Josh. AFC South, you've got Pac-Man Jones.
Pac-Man.
JSA certified. He was a Cowboy as well, Eric. He was a Cowboy as well. West Virginia product.
I was going to say, yep.
The Mountaineers.
We had to do a video. Nicolette, our social media, asked us, I think she asked you your favorite college football moment.
Was
Mine was
awesome.
a West Virginia game.
Which one?
2008 Meineke Car Care Bowl, Pat White's final game.
Oh, were you a big Pat White fan?
My favorite college player of all. Pat White and Tim Tebow. I love the lefties.
Okay, I
As you
do
can
love
tell,
lefties.
I'm a Tim Tebow type of guy. Can't you tell?
Okay, I can tell.
Very nice and.
I answered Mizzou homecoming over #1 Oklahoma BCS College Game Day was there. Tore down the goalposts. It was awesome.
Probably didn't say the Sugar Bowl.
Sugar Bowl was good.
Sugar Bowl was nice.
Nice hit there, Pac-Man Jones. Great job, Josh Andres.
Josh keeps winning.
That's what Josh does. I told him it's his lucky night tonight. He's getting in here, making it happen in Josh Andres fashion. Let's see if he can get in that fantasy league, though, Dom.
Pac-Man was a great player. I know he had his off-the-field issues that he cleaned up, later on in his career, but he was a long-time player, and then see him on the McAfee show.
Pat McAfee.
Yeah. 2 West Virginia guys.
That's right. Put this one away. And we got one more box coming up. We do have that Heinz Ward Speed Flex. There's a Dak Prescott. There's a Roma Dunze. 5 boxes left. 3 headliners left. Let me get that written up for Josh. And how's that fantasy series looking, Dom?
It's gone quiet. We're 5 to go on the single. I thought we were 2 to go. I was looking at the practice squad, but we're 5 to go on the single. Guys, we all love fantasy football.
Let's be in the league. 5 entries left. There's a Mahomes Speed Flex. Now that the Tom Brady is gone, I would say, you mentioned Josh Allen. The 2 best items left in the room are both in this fantasy series. I would say Mahomes Speed Flex is #1, and Josh Allen Hydro Speed Flex is the #2 item left in the break room.
Can I get your take on the Bills this year?
Playoffs.
Thank you. I agree.
That's my pick.
Brandon Combs,
That's my pick.
when you were away and me and Brandon were doing the shows on Friday, Brandon does not think the Bills are going to be a playoff team.
Of course not.
I'm a sucker for great quarterbacks.
Me
Maybe
too.
that's my flaw. If you have a great quarterback, I just initially have you in the playoffs. So Josh Allen, I know the receivers are gone. Same thing with the Chargers, but Josh Allen, top 3 quarterback in the league. He's a big man too. He can run the football.
He's so
if he
good.
wants to. So
Yeah, I'm one of those people that looks at what happens to the Jets. The Jets have a really good team on paper, but I just has one of those feelings that something's going to go wrong with the Jets.
this is the Jets.
It's the Jets.
It always does.
Like Rodgers might get hurt or someone else gets hurt. Like they'll be decent to win 9-10 games, but something's going to happen where they're not like a team that wins 11 or 12 games like they should.
Yeah.
The Dolphins, I think, are a really good team, but they don't close the seasons great. I actually have the Bills winning the division.
I agree.
Not only making the playoffs, winning the East personally.
Saw the day that the Jets took them over as the favorites.
Yeah,
In
really.
the
Betting line.
The Bills are now plus 190. The Jets are plus 165. It's not major, but
All 3 of those teams, I would say, would not shock me. I think it's
Yeah.
going to be a great 3-way race, and the Patriots will be doing a lot of losing.
I like Drake May though.
I know you do.
Yeah, I'm a Drake
we'll
May
see.
fan.
Box 2 coming up. Practice squad, box 2. Is it time for Heinz Ward? Daniel Dredge hopes so. Is it time for Dak Prescott? Jason hopes so. It is a pretty heavy box here, Dom. If you catch my drift here. We've got ourselves our third speed flex of the night. For one spot, $48, Daniel Dredge. You've got yourself this incredible Heinz Ward Speed Flex. We got the visor as well. Mr. 1000, as I call him. Didn't have to do the Bernie Mac and come back. 1,000 career catches. Super Bowl MVP. Future Hall of Famer, as Craig Joseph said. Hall of Fame 2025 for Heinz Ward is his pick. Beautiful lid there, Daniel Dredge. Heinz Ward for $48 on a Speed Flex. Talk about value.
Yes, sir.
There's your value, Dom. There's your value on Heinz Ward. Love this helmet, Daniel Dredge.
Very nice.
And you know there's been a lot of great stuff pulled. When I'm like honestly thinking this, I'm like, this is 50-50 for the end hit video. It's going in now over Kurt Warner. But I'm talking about the end video. Now he's 50-50 at this point.
I hear you, man. What a hit. I love that visor.
Right?
You said it with the same thing with the Raiders and the Steelers, man. That helmet, that's iconic. That's never going to change. Steelers lid.
Dang Heinz, that's what I was after, says Jason. I don't blame you. Yeah, probably the next one off is LT, because I've done that flash many times in the hit video, and we do have a Herbert already. So that's probably, LT's probably not going to be in the video. We can do 7 if we need to, but we'll see what happens here. Favre is in trouble, Dom. We'll see.
I'm getting nervous. I'm sweating.
You're getting nervous. I mean, it's tough. You know, Heinz Ward Flex versus the Brett Favre Standard. That could be its own debate, right? But we'll see. I would say Brady is safe. Herbert is safe. We don't get Gonzalez often. That's a Speed Flex. He's safe. Those 3 guys are safe. Everybody else, I mean, Mahomes, Allen, and Megatron are safe as well in that fantasy series, should we pull them. But there's a lot of great stuff coming out tonight. A lot of great stuff. I did do this same Heinz Ward earlier this week. Was it last week as well? So we'll see. All right, let's knock out this jersey personal, because at some point here, this fantasy series will inevitably really catch fire. So I'll knock out the personal, so we're set. We do have 6 to go in that quad box break in the fantasy series. So that is not too far away, our fantasy series here, Tom.
Let's do it.
All right, so this is the last personal, I believe, right?
Yeah.
That is Chris Trubb. I'll knock out Chris's jersey personal out of 35. Chris has been given plenty of time to hop in here. So jerseys 1 through 35. All right, Chris. We've got number 11. 11 in the jerseys is left. The ticker says 11 is left. 11 coming off.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
No problem.
I put this guy probably right here. I'm going to put the Herbert next to me because, I mean, again, Tom Brady is worth more, but for me, this is the hit of the show.
That's why I switched him up. I had the Herbert in the front.
I'm an aesthetics guy. This is my top hit so far, Tom, just at Herbert. This helmet is insane. This helmet is just nuts, guys. Absolutely nuts on J Herbs.
All right, Josh getting 2 spots in that quad makes us halfway there.
4 to go. That'll get us to 14 boxes left. You know, that's what I say. 15 or less is when the chase really happens, because everyone sees that we are within striking distance. We get this quad out of the way, then the floodgates open up.
Yes, sir.
That's for sure.
Let's quad.
So box 11, we got Ricky Waters on the Seahawk jersey. Nice custom jersey. A running back that had more than 10,000 rushing yards. Former Pro Bowler, played with the Niners, the Seahawks, the Eagles. Run, Ricky, run. Ricky Waters.
Very nice.
Love the retro Seahawk jerseys, Dom. They're clean.
Yes, sir. Productive everywhere he went, too, Ricky Waters. With the Niners, the Eagles. Great running back.
JSA certified Chris Trubb in his first ever order here with the Ricky Waters.
Very nice.
I actually don't mind the strategy for your first order. Get yourself a guaranteed W, just because I believe in, starting and building to it, right? Steph Curry starts with the free throw, then he makes like 4 or 5 straight threes. You got to get a little bit of momentum going. See that ball go through the hoop, see a W first, then build your way to headliners, authentic helmets, so on and so forth. There we go, Chris Ricky Waters.
All right, getting close for a fantasy football single as well, guys.
Is Ronnie in there?
Not yet. No.
Ronnie, he's the one pushing for the single.
He may be watching another movie right now. Maybe following another movie.
Yeah, it's not one that's as fun as our show. Well, it depends on what your idea of fun is. But
depends what you're in the mood for.
We get the quad knocked out and the single knocked out. That'll be 13 boxes left. So that'll go really fast,
yes,
right? Sir. I mean, and there's going to be something big left regardless because we have 5 entries left. We have a Mahomes flex, a Calvin Johnson flex, a Josh Allen flex, plus a Randy Moss. We cannot pull all of those guys in this quad. It is physically impossible to pull all the entries and all those Speed Flex helmets. Not going to happen, Tom. So we'll put the Ricky Waters back in the box, and we'll get ready for this fantasy series, which is coming up here shortly.
I'll get rid of those personals. Those are all done.
All done. Gonzo.
Bye-bye.
So 28 of you guys watching, 2 to go in the fantasy single, and 4 to go in the fantasy quad box. Yeah, I thought it would be gone a little bit sooner. My guess was it was going to clear it out by about 9:30. I would say we're probably about 30 minutes behind schedule because I think we'll probably still get this done by 10 o'clock because, Don, you know how this works.
Yep.
We knock out, that quad and that single. We're 13 to go. The last 13 boxes will go in about 30 to 40 minutes. At least they'll sell out by 10 o'clock. It might be a little bit after 10 that we finish breaking them, but the series should be gone, I'm thinking, by 10 o'clock. I was thinking about 9:30 was my personal target. So I think we're about 30 minutes behind schedule, but that's still A-okay. It'll be the same result, right? That should be the same result in this fantasy series.
I think Drew just closed us out for that single.
All right, Drew, fantasy single is off the board, and the quad is 1 to go now.
So I'll get that single ready.
Too bad Ronnie asked about the single, didn't get in. Fantasy single number 2, go ahead and drop me a box number, guys. And I'll drop the link in for the quad here next. I presume that will be the hot break the rest of the night. We have great breaks across the break page, but with those big names, those entries left, the page is mostly open right now. I would say the fantasy series is going to be the series the rest of the night tonight.
If you want to get in the league, your best bet, get in that quad.
Yes.
4 boxes come out.
Exactly. 21 says Chuck, 5 says Drew. So
21?
Chuck was first with 21. All right, Chuck, 21 works. 21 coming off the ticker in the fantasy series. 6 entries left. 6. That's a lot of entries left for the league. Yeah, I personally, it's a personal preference thing, but I think the entry is even more valuable than the helmets personally. Just because the helmets, you have chances. The entry, this is your only chance to be in the league here tonight.
Yes.
Although a Mahomes Speed Flex, not everyone gets it. That is always special as well. And
it's just a fun fantasy league that you get to have fun with for until January, December.
You get to hate on us when we lose.
And you guys love hating, especially me, guys.
They love hating on us.
It's always fun.
They love us, but it's fun to poke fun at us.
Yeah, that's what we mean.
Drew says, I want the entry, right? I bet. All right, 10 clicks. John's got the NFC North. Tom's got the NFC South. Jason has the NFC East. Charles the NFC West. Andrew's got the AFC North. Jason in the South and East. And Anthony in the West. Now, believe this or not, Dom, previous years, the way we used to run the fantasy series is it was a lot lower entry point. But we did it at one point where we put all the series that didn't sell and we put them in fantasy entries so they would sell. We basically recycled our garbage to get in the fantasy league. Now we're so nice to you guys that we put in a series that has speed flexes, Mahomes, Allen. There's a Tom Brady in here. It's a great series, and you get a chance for the fantasy. And the way it works is like you either get the entry plus a helmet, or you get a photoed headliner or a secondary headliner. 15 of the 18 boxes left are either photoed headliner, secondary headliner, or an entry. So, I mean, if you win, you will not be in the least bit disappointed. And that fantasy entry, by the way, could get you a $1,000 gift card if you win the fantasy league. And less entries. This is not an entry, nor is it a photoed headliner, Dom, because it's a full-size replica. It's not even a secondary headliner. So those odds I spoke of only getting better. The Hall of Fame running back, Earl Campbell. That's the AFC South. Jason Modrew, congrats on your Earl Campbell lid. Jason already has an entry, so for him, it doesn't mean as much. He's got the Earl Campbell. By the way, you cannot get 2 entries in the league because we want to make sure that no one uses 2 teams, no trades, nothing like that. What happens if you get a second entry? We give you a $100 gift card, and we take all the other names of the people in the break, do a top spot draw, and whoever is the top spot gets that entry.
So, Jeremy.
Exactly. Or Jason. But yes. Just getting home, says Hoosier W, who won the first Vault Quad break tonight. We actually have not done a Vault Quad. We did a Diamond Quad, right? Mm-hmm. And we've done a bunch of these fantasy quads.
Fantasy football quad, Diamond Quad. Hey, Patrick Mahomes out there in the Vault Quad, guys.
Yeah, we had the Justin Herbert helmet go in that Diamond Quad. And it's not that the Vault Quad's not awesome. It is. It's just been a little bit overshadowed by the fantasy series tonight because, you know, this series will go tonight. It's entries into our UA Fantasy League, which will run through, what, like January? So pretty much the rest of the year. Maybe like late December. Yeah. But most of the rest of 2024, that series will run.
The Vault Quad, I will say this. I did do a Vault Quad in the 3 o'clock show.
Okay.
So if that's Josh Walton did win a Sam Bradford rep. That Vault Quad was Adam won a Dante Hall rep, Michael Harper won a Darrell Rebus authentic, Josh Walton won a Sam Bradford rep, and Michael Harper won a Bills triple sign speedflex to Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas, Andre Reed speedflex. Okay,
so Josh, you did not go empty-handed. He's probably wondering about a carryover order, and that break did happen. That was earlier today. So I know it wasn't a photoed headliner, but, you know, Sam Bradford, not a bad name. Obviously, always take your W's when you get them, right?
Because I'm just looking right now in that vault, that quad box. It is open, so
8 to go. So that was the one that he was in earlier
so
today.
I'm guessing that was the one at 3 o'clock.
Speaking of 3 spots left in that quad box. Now down to 17 boxes left. I'll do the ratios again. We do have the Patrick Mahomes Speed Flex still left. We have the Calvin Johnson Speed Flex, the Marshall Faulk Authentic, the Chris Carter Authentic, Josh Allen Hydro Speed Flex, and we have a Randy Moss Slate and a Saquon Barkley Eagle Authentic. 7 in 17 chance at a photoed headliner. It's a 13 in 17 chance at a photoed headliner or an entry. And then we have Antonio Gates, 14 in 17, Eddie George, 15 in 17. So you know that only 2 items are a mystery. So as far as either getting a gift card, a secondary headliner, or a photoed headliner, those ratios are incredible. This Josh Allen helmet, look at this thing, Dom. Look at that Hydro Speed Flex. That bad boy hits different. That hits different. Josh was in the second fantasy quad he's asking about, Dom. Second fantasy quad.
Does he have an order number, Josh?
Yeah, do you have an order number? I can look at the second fantasy quad.
Yeah, Josh, we got him, found it right here, 201,986. That quad number 2.
He did not win. I got it pulled up here. He had the AFC South. He did not win. That was the entry quad. 3 out of 3 entries came in that quad. So you did not win, unfortunately, Josh, in the fantasy football quad. But if you want to win in the fantasy football quad, there's 3 spots left. So that is a possibility. Says right on. Thanks, guys. You're welcome, brother.
No problem, Josh.
You are very, very welcome. I do always say, if you have any questions, ask us, and we'll gladly let you know what's going down, right?
Yes, sir.
We'll gladly let you know.
That's what we're here for.
So that is our closest break. I would say by far our best break that will happen next. Although actually the single that's the single we knocked out. If you want to put a new one, right?
I thought
maybe it didn't save.
Oh, did it close out right now?
No, because I think we just did live break 2.
Oh, I probably okay. Okay, yeah, I probably just didn't do it.
All right, so Dom will get that updated. As far as the vault and headliners left, Vern. So the vault is down to 23 boxes left. We have 3 vault keys left. Looks like we have A, C, and E. I'm guessing that looks like probably one of those was not deleted. There's a 300, a 200, a 100, and a 50 on there.
Check the gift.
You want to see what we sent out earlier today?
It looks like Josh Walton got $200, so I'm guessing, see if it has a vault key. So yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be the 300, the 100, and the 50 left. So 3 vault keys left. As far as headliners left, that includes a Brian Dawkins Hydro Speed Flex with that insane green visor. There's a LaDainian Tomlinson Salute to Service Authentic. You can pair that with Patrick Mahomes on a standard Chief Authentic. The best quarterback in the game right now. The most expensive active player autograph. Mahomes Authentic retailing for $2,200 to $2,300 for a Mahomes Authentic. Michael Irvin on that Salute to Service. We got Emmitt Smith in here on that sick camo, and there's a Troy Polamalu Speed Flex. So we have 2 Speed Flexes, Mahomes, Tomlinson, and 2 Cowboys in Irvin and Emmitt Smith. That is 6 photoed headliners, 3 vault keys, and we have a Patrick Willis secondary headliner. Only 23 boxes left in the vault. A lot of great stuff in here, no doubt about that. Got the Olave Flash Rep and the Baker Flash Authentic in the first quad. Tonight, says Drew, open the trade offers if anyone's interested. What's up, Mario? Hey, guys, it's me. I asked what's left in the college. Pretty much everything, Mario. I think we've only pulled 1 headliner in the college. I believe that was the... Which one was it that we pulled? I went over it earlier. I think it was the Herschel Walker. All due respect to Herschel Walker. Looking at the names in this series, I mean, it's between him and DeAndre Hopkins for the worst hit in the series. So pretty much everything that's top level is available. Troy Polamalu on that ripped authentic. Julius Peppers on that sick UNC authentic. Josh Allen on a Speed Flex Wyoming. Derrick Henry. Barry Sanders, I love the Oklahoma State lid. Adrian Peterson on OU. LaDainian Tomlinson on that ripped with that purple visor. We got DeAndre Hopkins for Clemson and that iconic Jerome Bettis for Notre Dame. Everything but the Herschel Walker is left in the college. It is loaded. Mario says, I need that Troy. Get in there, Troy Polamalu. Get those spots. We'll gladly break it. Speaking of breaking, we just knocked out the quad in the fantasy series. So fantasy quad, Pat Rich, John Crow, Josh Andres, Andrew Devanzo, Jason Modrew, John Crow. And would you look at who came in here? William McPherson.
I got a feeling we'll see some box color magic.
I have advice for everyone in the break. Let William call the numbers. He is the master. Fantasy football, quad number 4. Go ahead and drop me 4 box numbers.
It's Mario.
Just like that, it'll be 13 left in the series, Dom. 13 left in that fantasy. So who's got the numbers?
I'm guessing William.
William. I'm guessing Josh might come in. He's been calling him quickly.
Josh has been hot too.
He's been right with them today.
Yeah.
I know he was wrong the other day, but tonight he's been on point.
There's 2.
Well, Drew's got 5 and 13, and Josh has 1 and 2.
All right.
I have 1 and 2, 5 and 13. Awesome. Those are coming off the ticker for the fantasy. Would you look at that? John also wanted 5. It's a coveted box. Gotta be good, Dom. Gotta be good. Fantasy football quad coming up.
Here's 1 and 2.
Thank you, sir. Hines Ward just got pulled in the practice squad, Mario. We're just a little bit late. That helmet just got pulled. But there's only, 4 boxes left, right, Dom? How many boxes are left in the practice squad?
4.
I think it's 4 boxes left. Dak Prescott and Roma Dunze left.
Yeah, 4.
So we got ourselves 10 clicks on the way here. It is Jason Modrew up top in the NFC North. Andrew Devanzo in the NFC South. We got Pat Rich in the NFC East. Josh Andres, NFC West. William McPherson, AFC North. John Crow, AFC South. Josh Andres in the East. And John, you've got the Mahomes spot. Patrick Mahomes Speed Flex in the AFC West. Yeah, work slowed you down. That's okay, Mario. Mario, we do have the Ultimate Autographs Fantasy League up for grabs right now. We have 6 entries left. The winner of the UA League gets a $1,000 gift card. So second place gets 500, by the way. So I would hop in this fantasy series.
250 for third ain't bad either.
Right? And there's only 12 people in the league. So, I mean, those odds aren't so bad. If you really believe in yourself, you get in the league, you get $1,000. You're sitting pretty.
That's it.
Speaking of the league, here's an entry. You won a spot in the UA Fantasy League. We'll put us down to 5 entries left.
You want me to write them? I could, help
If
you
you
out
want
a
to,
little bit.
sure, Dom.
Yeah.
I've been writing them. You're good to write them.
Yeah, help you out a
The
little bit.
handwriting will look a lot better with you writing it.
You're already writing the post-it, save a little time.
That's fine. Works for me. Ooh. It's a former Charger, the newest Jet, a terrific wide receiver, Mike Williams.
Nice.
So, Josh Andres, you are in the UA Fantasy League, Josh.
Yep.
Congratulations on the full-size rep. I always talk about the best-looking standard helmets. It wasn't my first day, but it was like one of my first days ever working here, Dom. I pulled this Jets helmet, and I was like, the Jets flash. But I'm like, no, that's not their flash. That's their standard. This helmet is flashy, man.
Yep.
It is very, very clean. Beckett certified. If this guy is healthy, he's a
beast.
terrific wide receiver. He can pull anything he gets his hands on. A guy that's been over 1,000 yards receiving before. A nice hit, Josh Andres. Mike Williams, and you are in the UA Fantasy League, Josh. Congratulations.
Nice hit, Josh. Justin Herbert was on the table right now. I was like, yeah, I can second that. If this guy's healthy, he's pretty damn good.
So, good stuff. Practice squad left. 4 boxes left. A Dak Prescott full-size rep helmet and some sort of Roma Dunze item there is what's left in the practice squad. Nice hit, Mike Williams, with the fantasy entry, Josh. All right, so Josh has his entry. Probably after Mahomes next, right? Or Josh Allen. How about this quad?
Yep.
He can get himself a Josh Allen and a fantasy entry.
And that Jets helmet just pulled newish. It's kind of, they're debuting it this year, but it's kind of a modern throwback-ish that it's going to be their primary standard helmet this year.
Looks nice. Looks nice. This next box feels heavy. Should be an authentic, Dom. And we got box 2 coming up here. The fantasy football quad box break. It is an authentic, that's for sure. We got an authentic lid. Oh my God. This is not a photoed headliner. And this, I mean, especially given how often we don't pull this guy, it's not going to be in the hit video because I try not to be biased. I had Brady Cook on the table too long yesterday, but this is my favorite hit so far tonight. This was my favorite player as a kid. This is terrific. Just got in the Hall of Fame. The best returner of all time, Devin Hester. How's that for a filler hit here, Dom? Most return touchdowns of all time, the best returner ever. Holy cow, just got in the Hall of Fame. Jason Modrew, how about Devin Hester, baby?
Nice
that
hit.
is terrific.
Nice hit.
With the orange ink, my personal favorite hit of the night, Devin Hester.
Very nice. His first game was at Lambeau Field against my Packers. Return to punt, man. He was the real deal since day one. Best returner of all time.
And had he, really, I think it was 6 touchdowns his first year. They stopped kicking at him afterwards. Like, had they kicked at him more, he could have had way more touchdowns.
Coaches got smart.
I know it was the whole story about the Colts in that Super Bowl. They're like debating whether to kick to him or not. Then they decided, we're not going to kick to him. That was the strategy. The last minute, they decided, we're going to kick to him.
Yep.
And they paid for it. They won the game, but it was a tough moment.
Didn't Coach Dungy say he had a dream the night before? It was like kick to Hester.
Yeah, something like that. I guess it kind of worked out, though, because they won the game.
Maybe it was kind of like the Avengers Endgame in the scene where, like, Thanos is about to kill Tony, and Doctor Strange is like, no, take the stone.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is supposed to protect the stone. Yeah. Sometimes you got to make sacrifices to win at the end. Maybe that dream was like...
That's what it was.
Let Hester score and you'll win.
Oh, my God.
It's your only chance of winning. In Endgame when he gave him the 1, remember he gives him, like, there's only one way us to win.
Yeah, right.
Maybe the dream was like, there's only
Tony Stark.
Only one way.
I mean, It was Peyton Manning versus Rex Grossman.
Yeah,
You probably
that's more
felt
like
pretty
it.
good about the game.
That's more like it. Man, I wish I was old enough to bet back then.
Felt pretty good about that game.
I couldn't find a bookie back then when I was 10.
Right? Got to get that Josh Allen out. That will top the night, says Josh Andres. Yeah, Josh, you've got 2 speed flexes, Justin Herbert, Tony Gonzalez. You've got an entry into the UA Fantasy League. You are, I would say, so far, the winner of the night.
Yep.
Who got the Brady? They were pretty lucky, too, though. Brian Maresca, I think.
Yep. That was Brian.
And Brady is fantastic, but a Herbert, a Gonzalez, and a fantasy entry might be a little bit better.
Yeah.
He wants the Moss next, says Jason Muldrew. Boy, that'd be nice.
Or the Allen.
You don't want the Calvin Johnson Speed Flex, Jason? You've got the NFC North. I'm surprised you're not cheering on the Calvin Johnson Speed Flex.
Or the Josh Allen.
The Moss is a Patriot lid, just to clarify. So not an NFC North hit, Randy Moss. Josh is like, I'm not
Josh.
mad.
Yeah, Josh. Oh.
I know, but Jason is saying
Yeah, that's why I was confused.
Moss
Because I
next.
was confused. I was like,
Are you not looking for Megatron? You might be confused that it's a Moss. It's not a Viking Moss.
Yeah.
It's a Patriot Moss. UA Fantasy Football League, another entry coming with a full-size authentic as well, Dom. Another entry into the UA League.
Who's going to be?
Who's it going to be? We got a Dallas Cowboys salute to Service Authentic, one of the best tight ends in the game. Jake Ferguson,
Nice.
NFC East.
Pat
The
Rich.
rich get richer. Pat Rich, baby. You are in the Fantasy Football League, Pat. That means, I believe, 4 entries left, Dom, I think. We'll crunch the numbers here in a second, but I believe it's 7 down and 4 entries to go for the UA Fantasy League.
I'll add Pat to that break sheet with the entry winners, and I'll give you a rundown of...
Perfect. I'll pull it up as well so the customers can see, too. So you're good on
I
that
have
one.
7.
7. So you guys will see 7 pieces of paper as well, Dom, right?
Yes, sir.
So 7 entries: Chris Abermatz, Alex Roa, Matt Thomas, Jason Muldrew, Jeremy Leon, Josh Andres, and Pat Rich. So dang, love that lid. My 3 favorite players on the boys, right? So just to clarify, in case you guys missed it off the top of the show, you cannot win 2 entries into the league. So if you win a second entry, we give you a $100 gift card, which I believe that's what we did for Alex Roa.
Yes, sir.
And then we take all the other names in that break and throw them into a top spot draw for the entry.
Is that authentic?
Authentic.
Nice, nice.
Jake Ferguson authentic with the fantasy entry.
He had a solid year last year, Jake Ferguson.
Yeah,
So he was pretty good.
He's
So,
really good.
This year he can, have a breakout year. For tight ends, it happened for Travis Kelce, happened for George Kittle. It takes him a few years to break out. Jake Ferguson, I think he's entering year 3 or 4. It's a breakout year for Jake Ferguson. I'm actually interested in him.
He might be the number 2 target for the Cowboys, especially in the red zone.
Yeah.
And, I think they're going to get Lamb figured out, but at the current moment, he might be the number 1 target right now.
That's true.
With CeeDee Lamb not officially with Dallas yet. So we got one more box coming up here. Let me put this on this sheet for you. This was a Jake Ferguson authentic. Ooh, here's a trade offer. Jason interested in trading Hester for the Baker Flash. Ooh, okay. Yeah, Pat Rich got that one. He sure did. The rich getting richer. Lucky number 13 coming up here. The 4th box in the quad box.
Good to see Pat Rich back in the break room collecting some W's.
Yeah, good to have you back, Pat. Good to have you back. All right, got a full-size authentic lid coming up here, Dom. This is a headliner.
Ooh.
This is quite the break. You said he's back in the break room. Got an entry. Now we got himself a full-size authentic Saquon Barkley.
Very nice.
Beautiful Eagle lid. Excuse me. This is a guy, Dom, I would look out for this year.
Yes, sir.
Saquon Barkley. I think it's going to be a lot of these CMC. We saw McCaffrey with the Panthers, had injuries. Their team was really bad. The production went down. Goes to the Niners, immediately rejuvenated.
Absolutely.
Obviously, he's got to stay healthy, but with the better offensive line, a better football team. Saquon, even 2 years ago with no offensive line, he was top 5 in rushing yards. When healthy,
Yeah.
he's a top 5 back in the league. Nice pickup, Pat Ridge, Saquon Barkley.
And if you're the Eagles, you want your quarterback healthy for playoff time. The tush push, yeah, it works. It's great, but it's not doing Jalen Hurts any favors getting in those dog piles at the 1 yard line. So you got Saquon Barkley.
Looks.
He's going to get some looks in the red zone. He's going to get a lot of touchdowns this year, is my prediction.
He's good for the PPR as well.
Yes,
Great
he is.
receiver. The Eagles love to throw the ball to the running backs.
Yep.
Saquon Barkley is going to have a terrific year.
They have a great scheme for running backs. DeAndre Swift was top 5 in rushing yards. Newsflash, I like Swift, but Saquon, he's a lot better.
He's better. And I do think also you might even forget the running back a couple years before that was top 5 in rushing yards, and he's nowhere to be seen. The Panther back right now.
Oh, Miles Sanders.
Miles Sanders.
Yeah.
So I like DeAndre Swift a lot, but I do like Saquon even better. You're right. He's going to be awesome with the Eagles. So I'll put this one back. This could be a hit video, but not tonight.
Hey,
I mean, I think the Tomlinson is a flash. I know it's going to not get supplanted anyway.
Yep.
I'll make it easy. I'll put the Saquon back.
Now that you mentioned it, Miles Sanders replaced Saquon Barkley at Penn State. Now Saquon's replacing Miles Sanders in Philly.
Full circle.
Yep.
Full circle. That's how it is. And it's so funny how irrelevant he was last year that I was blanking on his name for a second. Miles Sanders.
He was bad last year. He was awful.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't help he was with the Panthers. That does not help anybody, right?
No, it does not help. Man.
Pat's a Niner fan.
Yes, he is.
Spenny Hardaway. So maybe there's a chance you might be able to trade something because Pat Rich is definitely a 49er fan.
Huge Niner fan.
So I believe that's now 13 boxes left in the fantasy series, right?
I can do a confirm check.
Actually, let's do a number check too. I'm sure my numbers are pretty close, but let's do a number check as well. I'll pull this up here in a second. All right. Yeah, so if you want to go low to high. Organization. Why don't you organize those real quick? Let me fly through the names real fast, then we'll confirm on the boxes. So Patrick Mahomes, Speed Flex, more than a $2,000 helmet. The best item in the room right now, the best quarterback in the league right now. There's a salute to service, Calvin Johnson, Speed Flex still left. A Marshall Faulk, salute to service. A Chris Carter on that slate, authentic. There's a Josh Allen, Speed Flex. There's a Randy Moss slate. So that is 4, 5, 6 photo headliners. Plus, we have 4 entries left to make it 10. And then we have the Eddie George and Antonio Gates. So I believe it's a 12 and 13 chance at an entry or a headliner. Is that right, Dom? So we want to go through the boxes. Let's make sure my ticker is correct. So go ahead. I'm ready.
4,
Yep.
11,
Yep.
14,
Yep.
17 and 18,
Yep.
23 through 23,
Say that again.
22 and 23,
Yep.
25, 26,
Yep.
28, 29,
Yep.
34, 35.
That's right. Good job, Kamen. Ticker, I've been on point here tonight.
Sure.
So all the numbers on the ticker are in fact correct. That is all the numbers left in the series. Almost every box but 2 will be a photoed headliner or a secondary headliner or an entry. If you want to take out the Gates and the George and just talk about entries and photoed headliners in those final 13 boxes, 6 photoed headliners, 4 entries, 10 and 13 chance. 12 and 13 with the Gates and George. I know the Warner did go that you have on the board, but we are right there on this series. This should go tonight. So come in here, guys. Let's get this closed up. Let's get these fantasy entries out the way. I'm looking at what we have. I'm thinking probably 2 quads is 8 boxes. A double is 10. A single is 11. Maybe 2 doubles, 2 quads, and a single.
I like it.
That could be a route. We can obviously revisit things as we get closer. But, I mean, if there's no action in the double, it could even be 3 quads and a single.
I like that even more.
That's even quicker, even more efficient.
I like the quad.
The quad is a lot of fun, as we know very well here in the room. So, let's get it, guys. Let's get that fantasy series. Pretty sure it'll happen tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Don't see why we shouldn't see it tonight. But that's up to you guys. It's been a big show already. We have enough stuff for the hit video. Obviously, I would like to add more. But I just want to boot Brett Favre because I'm a Bears fan.
Come on now.
Come on, Dom.
All the sacrifices I make, fine. You know what?
Yeah.
Just guys.
No, leave him up for now.
It's okay. It's okay and precious.
Mahomes, Allen, and Megatron.
You ever see Lord of the Rings?
Yes, I love Lord of the Rings. My precious.
My precious.
My precious.
I've never seen it, but everyone just tells me I look like that guy, so I'll run with it.
Oh, that's not a compliment.
I'm aware. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm aware. Every time someone tells me I look like someone, I don't have to look. I'm like, yeah, I know. Probably.
There's a guy that I know that looks just like the VP for the Democrats, Tim Walz. I was like, that is you. So older you. I made sure to tell him.
Okay, yeah.
But I was like, it was spooky. I was like, wow, seriously?
Yeah.
It was like one of those where like you put your hand like, that guy looks familiar. He's this guy.
You ever seen the Lego movie?
I have not actually.
Probably not. But the main character is Lego with like a bowl cut, right? Someone told me that was my celebrity look like. Just the Lego with a bowl cut.
You know who my celebrity look like is? Chris Pratt.
All right.
Especially, I used to be a lot thinner and he was a lot fatter.
He voiced him.
So I was literally Andy.
He voiced him in the movie, in the Lego movie.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You know, full circle.
Yeah.
I'll give you a full circle. Josh Allen. I don't know if you saw the video online where he was in the pit like Andy. Have you seen Parks and Rec?
No.
Oh, well, Andy famously lives in a pit. Perfect.
There's
Chris
you,
Pratt.
you and me.
That's us.
That's me. There's you.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
He's a little. The Lego's a little taller than me, actually. Though.
right. Andy Dwyer, if you watch Parks and Rec.
There's more like it. That's
That's me.
life size.
Yeah, that's more like us, Tom. So let's get this knocked out. What do you guys think? That is the chase tonight as well. It's been a fairly busy show. It has slowed down, though. I'm looking at the last order here about 20 minutes ago. It is 9:37. Let's say this. We'll revisit the break page at 9:50. 13 minutes. If we have some traction in the fantasy, we'll keep going. If there's not much action at 9:50, I'll tell you this. We'll go till 9:55 at least, because 9:50 will be the chase wheel spin. It's a wink, wink, nudge, nudge to get those orders moving. I thought the chase wheel spin is going to include everybody in the fantasy series.
Yeah.
But if we're still not sold out by 9:50, we're going to run the wheel spin early. Now, we can still keep doing the fantasy series, but you guys will no longer be a part of the chase wheel spin.
I guess it's for me and headliner Robbie tomorrow. Those speed flexes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be covering for Ricky tomorrow. So me and headliner Robbie, just like it's Thursday, Thirsty Thursday, except it's not Thirsty Thursday.
All right. Well, that'll be the tomorrow show. I want to see the Mahomes personally myself tonight. I'm greedy, but we'll see if these guys allow me the chance for that here tonight.
I want to see that tonight. I don't want to wait till tomorrow.
Right?
Mahomes and Allen. I want to see them both.
That's awesome. I was like, LaDainian Tomlinson has no chance for the hit video. If it ended right now, Brett Favre is in, LT is in.
And I'm in such a college football mood. College football starts tomorrow. I at least want to get one college break done.
Right?
See that Josh Allen speed flex? Two Josh Allen speed flexes tonight.
The college series is only 20 boxes left. We have 13 headliners, 9 photoed, aka everything on this list except for the what's the only one? Herschel Walker. That's the only headliner gone. Herschel Walker, Georgia Authentic. So I would say get your butts in there, guys. I want to see some sick college here tonight. I love the college series. No doubt about that.
I can't wait. I love Florida State tomorrow.
Florida State?
Yeah, I slept on it, though. I saw when it was at 10.5 yesterday, and I was like, oh, nice. I love it. And then I woke up today. It's at 11.5 right now. So you snooze, you lose.
I put myself on a 2-week betting break until Thursday night.
Come on.
It's been a tough last few weeks for baseball. College football, historically, for college football, I do kind of bad the first few weeks. Then I start doing better as it goes.
Familia.
What's up, David? What's going on, David Griffin?
I think baseball was invented to make people lose their money.
That's what it was.
It's a conspiracy made by the government for people to give them their money back.
That must be it.
Because I cannot win a baseball bet to save my life. I'm so happy football.
I think I'm going to bet, maybe forget the 2-week betting break. There's a Mizzou game next Thursday. I'll probably bet on the Mizzou game.
They're playing
Murray State.
Whoa.
I don't know what the line is. It's in Columbia, Missouri. I'm going to definitely bet Mizzou.
All right.
What's up, David? What's going on, David Griffin? DG in the house.
David, how's LSU going to be this year? The Tigers.
The Tigers. Speaking of family, does David want to get in the fantasy series break room family here? I'm a little surprised. The fantasy series has stalled a little bit with the 4 entries left and a Mahomes speed flex. I mean, 13 boxes left. forget the 4 entries as well. You told me in 13 boxes left, we have a Mahomes flex and a Josh Allen speed flex in the same series, Dom. Forget that the Randy Moss, Chris Carter, Marshall Faulk, Calvin Johnson speed flex are out there as well. I would have thought the series will sell.
I'm checking the news right now, see if Patrick Mahomes, did he kill somebody? Did he get arrested? Why does no one like Patrick Mahomes anymore?
No, it
Nope.
must have been his brother that did that. I'm not sure.
No, still good.
Okay, his brother's still good?
Yeah, Mahomes.
All right,
Pat,
just making sure.
I don't know about his brother, but Pat's still good.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I can't-
13 boxes left, 3 speed flexes left, Dom. Mahomes, Megatron, and Allen. A 3 in 13 chance at a speed flex. We have ourselves an 11 in 13 chance. Actually, 12 in 13 at a photo headliner, secondary, or an entry. But it's what? 6 photo headliners, 4 entries, 10 in 13 chance at that. It's kind of good. And I mean, the Brady's off the board. But if we take out Tom Brady, what are the best lids in the series? You can argue for Favre as well. But I would argue Mahomes is what, 1 or 2?
Yep.
Josh Allen is 2 or 3. Calvin Johnson, given its speed flex, is 3 or 4. So we have, other than Brady, the next 3 best helmets in the series.
And Randy Moss.
And then Randy Moss is between Favre and Moss for that next spot. So we have essentially 4 of the top 6 helmets in the series left, including 2, 3, and 4, if not 1, 3, and 4, depending on where you land on Mahomes flex versus Brady standard. So pretty much all the best stuff in the series is still left. Oh, Todd.
Todd,
Oh,
start the party, Todd. Start the party.
You know what happens about 80% of the time, Todd? Someone says, I want to get in, but it's not moving yet. Then it sells out fast and you miss out, Todd Palma. And Todd, you know this very well. These orders carry over. If for some crazy chance it doesn't break tonight, you get in tomorrow. Now, you know what might happen overnight? There's so few boxes left. This series could pre-sell overnight. Your only chance to get in the league, Todd, might be acting right now. And that's all it is, Dom. We know this very well. We get 1 or 2 spots in. As soon as someone sees 7, 6 spots, they see the series moving, it sells out right away. I mean, we're on live break 3 in the double, live break 5 in the quad. It's not like the series has not been on fire all night. So, Todd, you get in here, you start the party, there's a pretty good chance the break will happen. Pretty good chance. We just need a starter, obviously.
I always say prime night. No one wants to be the first person on the dance floor, and then that one person gets on the dance floor, then another one does, and then another one does, and boom, whole party breaks out. It's prom. The whole dance floor is covered.
Domino effect, baby.
There you go.
Same thing for weddings. I'm the guy that does that at the weddings, Dom. That's me. I start the dance floor party at the weddings. Everyone else follows because I'm embarrassing myself too much. They're like, we can't be any worse than that guy. Let's go dance.
But
right?
you're the MVP. Everyone's happy that you're doing it. It's like everyone wants to dance.
They love me.
They want to get on the dance floor. They just don't want to be the first person. So you're like taking the
definitely the MVP of weddings.
Right, yeah.
We have a lot of MVPs in this series. Mahomes, Marshall Faulk, of course. Maybe a future MVP, Josh Allen. Definitely got some big ones left. Somebody's got to make the first move. If no one makes it by 9:50, I guess it'll be tomorrow. I guess it'll be tomorrow for the fantasy series. 4 entries left in the UA Fantasy League. That's not a lot of entries left.
Yep.
So you cannot win 2 entries. Like I said earlier, we give them a gift card if they get their second entry. So unless you're, Chris Abermatz, Alex Robo, Matt Thomas, Jason Modrew, Jeremy Leon, Josh Andres, or Pat Rich, this is your last chance. Whether this sells out the rest of tonight or whether it sells out early on tomorrow, I'd be shocked if at this time tomorrow we have any of this series left.
I'm shocked that it's still here right now.
I'm shocked too. I was guessing sold out by 9:30, broken by 10. That was my personal goals. The only explanation is that, they spent a lot of money last night with the high roller. A lot of these guys want to take a break.
Fair.
But they've kind of picked the wrong night. Again, we've done most of it. It's not like we have not done none of it, right?
Yeah, we've done majority of it. Yeah.
We've done 22 of the 35 boxes, Dom. A lot of the heavy lifting has been done.
Just a little weird because now you have the 2 speed flexes, the Mahomes, Allen, and let's not forget Megatron. So now the ratios, guys, they just got a lot better for you to win those speed flexes.
Yeah, those ratios are way too good. 6 in 13 at a photo headliner, 10 in 13 at a photo headliner or an entry, We got Antonio Gates, Eddie George, secondary headliners. 12 and 13 chance at a photo headliner, a secondary headliner, or a gift card.
And even if you don't
not
want
a gift card, excuse me, a fantasy entry.
and even if you don't want to get in the quad, get in the single, still get that chance to win a Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes Speed Flex for under $100.
Or an entry.
Or an entry, yeah.
Yeah.
Have some fun with us all year long in the break room.
And I think 10 and 13 sounds good. 12 and 13 sounds good. But I kind of look at it too. 3 and 13 chance at a speed flex. Our typical, high roller doesn't count, but a typical diamond or a vault series or even a practice squad, which they're so spoiled. We have anywhere from 3 to 5 speed flexes typically. It is extremely rare that there's 3 speed flexes left in the final 13 boxes. That's almost a 25% chance the next box we open is a speed flex. You don't get odds like that. 3 and 13 chance at a speed flex, Dom. Normally, if it's at this stage, there might be 1 or 2 left, right?
David.
The Saints will be 3 and 13 when the season is over, says David.
That might be true.
No. Saints are going to go. Well, there's not 6. First off, they're not going 3 and 13. I can guarantee that.
3 and
It's
14.
17 games.
All right, 4 and 13.
No. Saints are going to be like the way they always are. Mediocre.
Saints stink.
They're going 7 and 10.
Saints are
7 and 10.
For my man, David Griffin, for his sake, for family's sake, I hope the Saints are the worst team in football this year so they get the first pick in the draft and they can draft the franchise quarterback for my man, David Griffin.
Okay.
How about that?
I'm going to say 7 and 10.
All right, they're going to start off 1-0. Carolina.
Okay.
1-1. Dallas. 1-2. Philly. 1-3 at Atlanta. 1-4 against Kansas City. Maybe 1-5 at home against Tampa Bay. That can always, you never know.
The Saints play Tampa tough.
At home against the Broncos, I like Bo Nix. I'm not giving them that win. In LA against the Chargers, I like Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh. I'm not going to give them that win. Carolina, Carolina should win one of those games.
How
against the
many
Saints this year.
games did the Saints win last year? 7 or 8.
7 or...
They're going to find a way to win some of these games.
Dennis Allen's a terrible coach, by the way, too.
It's the National Football League. National Football League. That's how it goes. They can draft a quarterback. Obviously, the Falcons drafted one
They won
with
9
Michael
games.
Penix. That's what I'm saying.
What?
Yeah.
9 games?
They're going to be 7 or 8 wins.
Okay, I'm going to take the under on whatever their over-under is in Vegas. I'm taking their under.
All right. Well, let's take the under or over on more breaks.
Over.
I want to get the over, but we're going to knock out the wheel spin for the fantasy football here in 2 minutes.
7.5.
And if nothing else is sold out, we will hop off here at 9:55 unless we're like 3 or less to go in the fantasy series, something like that. If we're super close, we'll knock it out. Otherwise, we'll call it here very, very soon.
I hear you, David, but the Broncos just cut Russell Wilson, so sometimes teams are just like, screw the dead cap, we'll pay it. Got to start over.
Sometimes a fresh start is all we need.
Mm-hmm.
Like just one person getting in the series, right? That's all we need.
Todd?
I don't know, Todd.
Start the party.
Let's talk about hit of the show in case if we are wrapping up. Justin Herbert is number 1. I'm going to go Tom Brady, too.
Okay.
It's the GOAT quarterback.
Yeah.
This is actually even worth more than the Herbert. 3, Tony G. The GOAT tight end, perhaps. Don't get him often in the break room. It's a slate speed flex. So, you like Favre.
I know who's going to be last for him, guys, so I'm not even going to ask.
I'm going to go Tomlinson.
Okay, fair.
I love the flash. This is 4. I'll go Hines Ward because it's a flex. Brett Favre, number 6.
Wow.
But
shocker.
But Dom, if we were to take that away, those are my personal favorites. Brett Favre, objectively, is probably the 4th best hit. You can argue Hines on a speed flex, but it's probably Brett Favre is 3 or 4 between him and the Gonzalez flex. I'll give Brett Favre a little love here.
Yeah, come on. Show him off.
Brett Favre.
I like your top 3. Obviously, we don't have Tony Gonzalez in the break room too often, so I love having TG in the break room.
Yeah.
Brett's my number 4.
Okay.
Because it's Brett.
That's fair. He is number 4. So after all, he is going to get in the hit video.
Yeah.
I would not have thought that. A Calvin Johnson speed flex, Mahomes flex, and also a speed flex of Calvin Johnson. But if they're tapped out for tonight, we'll let you guys finish it tomorrow. Let's do this wheel spin, and I'll give these guys 5 more minutes here, Dom, in case anyone else wants to get into this fantasy series. I definitely think we've hyped it up enough. 12 and 13 chance that a headliner or a fantasy entry, the winner of the fantasy league gets a $1,000 gift card.
I do not see this hitting tomorrow night, guys. So,
yeah.
If you want a spot for fantasy football, I wouldn't wait.
I'd hurry up.
Still early here. It's only 9:50.
Yeah, we don't get to go this early on a Friday. So, I mean, I would like to keep going, but if this is it then. That's up to you guys. You hear me say this all the time. As long as orders are coming in, we'll break boxes. But if there's no orders coming in, we're not staying here for no reason, right? Last time we were here till 11:45. So I have more than proven that if you guys want to party, we're here. But I love talking to you, Dom. But tonight I got to get my dog. He's spending the weekend with me.
I hear you.
So if these guys don't want to party, we'll call just a little bit earlier tonight. It has been a fairly busy night, but it's also been more than 30 minutes since the last order. So it's been plenty of patience here. Plenty of patience.
176.
That's a lot of names. Like I said, it's not like this fantasy series has not been hot.
No, it's been hot, yeah.
It's been hot. This has been 22 of the 35 boxes knocked out. It has been moving tonight. I'm just not moving late, apparently. Like, if you told me as a salesman, as a worker here, that there were 13 boxes left, there's a Mahomes flex, a Calvin Johnson flex, a Josh Allen flex, 4 entries, a Chris Carter, Falk, Moss, Gates, and George, 12 and 13 chance that a headliner or an entry, I would have said, we're in a really good spot.
Yep.
I'll take that any day. But, you know, coming off a high roller, some of these big dogs do want to take a little bit of a break tonight. We got 8 clicks, 9 clicks, 10th and final click, Dom. It is Anthony Serrano.
Anthony.
So, Ant-Man, let me know what number you want to start on. Otherwise, we will start you on 1.
My fellow Paisan.
Whatever this lands on, that's what we get in a gift card. Your fellow what?
Paisan.
What does that mean?
Italian.
Oh, right. I got you. Fellow Italian. Remember that the guy on the Italy team for the Euros, Pellegrini?
Yeah. Was he good?
I don't know.
No. It's kind of what they're saying about me here still. I
Well,
don't know about him.
Anthony's got a 50. He wants 50. The Mike Singletary number. Anthony will spin this wheel. Let's see what you're taking home here. Oh, would you look at that? Almost where he started. A little bit better, though. $54.
All right.
$54 gift card, Anthony. That is headed your way.
Brian Urlacher.
So, real quick, last call for orders. I'll do a quick run through of what we have left. Again, this fantasy series, 4 entries left. We have 6 photoed headliners: Mahomes flex, Johnson flex. We got the Allen Hydro flex, Chris Carter, Marshall Faulk, and Randy Moss. Other big names left in the break room: the college series. Everything is in the series is left except for Herschel Walker, Josh Allen speed flex, Rip Tomlinson, Rip Troy Polamalu. Some of the best lids left in the college. Diamond helmets, always full of fire. Bo Nix, Andre Johnson, Bijan Robinson, Brian Dawkins, all photoed headliners left in the diamonds. We are running low on boxes. Only 12 left, I believe, in that diamond series. The vault, another Mahomes in this series. Couple more speed flexes. Brian Dawkins, Troy Polamalu. There's an Emmitt Smith, Patrick Mahomes, Michael Irvin, LaDainian Tomlinson. Pretty loaded in that vault series as well. Practice squad, 5 boxes left. There's a Dak Prescott rep and a Roma Dunze left. We have ourselves the jerseys. Almost everything is left. CMC, Tua, DJ Moore, Falk, Hutchinson, Alexander, and Warren Sapp. And then mini helmets. It's a brand new series. The only headliner off the board, I believe, is Warren Sapp. So that's the last call, guys. Another minute or two. If no one else gets in, we're going to call it here in the next minute or two. On a terrific, terrific Friday night. Did have a lot of fun tonight, Dom. A lot of fun. A lot of good hits, right? Because we did the fantasy series was the big one. We did a few diamonds. We pulled a practice squad speed flex. A lot of high-end hits tonight. It's been a lot of fun as always here.
Every Friday.
In the break room. It's always fun. Love the Fridays.
This isn't our... Yeah, we were back last week. I was going to say.
Yeah, we were back last week.
I was going to say, time flies when you're having fun.
Time does fly when you're having fun because we were a month not working together, but we're back, baby.
Football's
we are
around
back.
The corner. Football,
Football, baby.
We made it.
We have made it to football season, guys.
College game day tomorrow, guys.
Oof. That's true.
Got the alarm set.
Oh, man. Yeah, I should probably wake up.
It's in Dublin.
Ireland.
Yep.
Mm.
WWE wrestler Sheamus doing the picks.
Wow.
It's from Ireland.
That'll be fun. Makes sense.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. All right, Dom. Looks like no one else got in. I think this is going to do it for us tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Terrific job, as always, co-hosting, producing.
Thank you, sir. You too.
We do have a real quick joke to end the night here.
Perfect.
Trevor says a musical note, walks into a bar and orders a beer. The bartender replies, I can't serve you. You're a minor. Nice, Trev. That is a nice way to end the night here. Great job, Dom. Great job to the customers. Thank you so much, guys, for ordering, for chatting, for buying. You guys make the show special. You guys make the show possible. Great job, as always. I'll be back at 6 p.m. on Monday night. Dom's back tomorrow at noon and 3.
Yes, sir.
The whole staff is here every single day, 12 p.m., 3 p.m., 6 p.m. Central Time in the UA Live Break Room. Have a great night, guys, and we will see you soon.